man is finally here. Jamie Foxx came out of hiding. City girls, Young Miami talking that nonsense. Man, they even got Quavo locked up. They got my dog Quavo locked up, and his homie just got, man, it's going sad out here, man. Make sure y'all subscribe to Tales from the Crib. We finna keep it hot and messy out here. While you at it, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, hit that notification bell. We about to get ready, man. We about to get litty McSplitty. This your boy, the man, the myth, the legend, Jesse J 305 with my co-host
Chico Grande Chico 2 times.
Man,
and my co-host is AKA, what is it, Damage Barbie?
Nah, man, I'm the best barber of them all. I'm Black Ken. I'm Jason Lee, the one that laid the pipe to Adam 22.
You laid the pipe to Adam 22. I didn't know that's what you were doing this month, but
hey, man,
we celebrate all flavors here.
I mean, it's a race between me and Dwight Howard. I don't know who's gonna get it first. But hey, man, Dwight Howard, answer my DMs. But like I said, man, you know we had this Tales from the Crib. This your boy Jesse J. This episode number 115. What you mean, man? We still going strong. Almost 500 subscribers. We going up, man. They liking us, they loving us. We doing it under 3 years, going to the top.
Going strong for Dwight Howard, aren't you?
I mean, you know, I gotta put my best foot forward when you trying to get laid and paid like a baddie.
Yeah, you're not putting your foot forward.
Hey, like my girl Ice Spice say, I'm making $1 million, so shaking this jelly in the deli.
I didn't know you had so much jelly this episode. I thought we were coming into a normal episode. We're gonna break things down. We're gonna have some fun, but you just had decided to be all jelly out.
You said you wanted me to focus and harness my inner Saucy Santana.
I was joking.
Listen to what you can't see. I'm tired of people always telling me stuff they don't mean. If you don't mean it, don't say it.
I just like to see what I could get away with.
Listen, I give you an inch. You pause.
I don't know. The jelly's out. You giving inches, taking inches. I don't know. Sounds like you had an adventurous weekend there, my sir.
Oh man, nah, man. I'm trying to get on my little city girl stuff. You know what Diddy say? Act bad. We acting bad this summer.
Act stank.
Wow, I take showers.
That's acting real stink.
Hey, the AC on, but you know what else is on these topics, man. You already know. What we starting off with first?
Quavo got pistol whipped.
Nah, they pistol whipped dog Quavo. Nah,
they said that they took his girl, they took his broski, and then they took his shades.
Oh man, not the shades. Anything but the shades. Nah, man, stop playing. So
smells like skunk in here.
Horrible. Looks like here, man, my dog Quavo had a little, I guess it wasn't his yacht party. It was somebody's yacht party. It was only around like 12 to 13 people on board, but word is allegedly the boat got a little hectic out there. I guess they didn't like the way the boat was going, the way the boat was running. So by the time they landed to the destination, they wanted their money back, and they wanted it forcefully.
So is that the Quavo took his money back and then got accused of robbery, or did he get robbed? Because I first heard that it sounded like he got robbed, that they found him with his hands tied. Was that all a lie?
I don't know. Let's play the video and find out.
Police investigating a possible robbery on a yacht.
It happened last night right near the popular spot, the Wharf in Miami. And Local 10 News reporter Roy Ramos joins us live from there.
He has some new details just into our newsroom. Roy.
Yes, we have just learned that Migos rapper Quavo was aboard this vessel, and I can tell you that it was a rather large scene. Multiple agencies responding to this possible armed robbery. FWC, along with Miami-Dade Police, City of Miami, and Miami Beach Police. This, of course, after we heard reports that the owner of that vessel was held at gunpoint, allegedly.
Oh man.
So it was a whole bunch of nothing.
I mean, basically what they said, they told you exactly what we said. You know, people boarded the boat. I guess they didn't like the way the boat ride went. Because remember, like, basically we went on a boat ride. And I guess
we'd be on boats. Just like the celebrities.
You know, I guess they had to do certain things. And I guess they didn't have everything he wanted.
Hit us up on Instagram if you want to get on the Tales from the Crib boat.
He said he playing. I told you my dog paying. That's why I got him on the show. He busting the wallet open.
Hey, when it comes to boats, we paying for the boats.
Oh Lord!
It's like what they said in Prestige Worldwide.
But speaking of paying for it, how much you think Quavo had to pay for somebody to take the charges up for this? Because allegedly, as soon as the police got on the boat, they handcuffed my dog Quavo, but they let him go.
I don't know what happened here. It just sounds like a bad party. It sounds like whenever it's like a bill, and then you go and you're like, all right, 2 people didn't pay, and they're like, well, I paid. Those little suckers. There's 2 people skip town. It's like one of those situations. I feel like, I don't know, someone did something, but he's got a good enough lawyers. He ain't gonna take the fall.
Exactly. I mean, this is exactly what Devin Haney should have had instead of him having to take the charge. It made no sense. How you a celebrity?
Someone needs to take the skunk out of here. Jesus. If you don't know, in Tales from the Crib Studios, every once in a while there's a skunk, and if someone runs across it, they get sprayed, and it's man down. So stay out of the skunky way.
But we gonna let y'all know Quavo didn't get any charges. They let Quavo go. I mean, allegedly Quavo has a new Rocket Power album that's coming out. It's gonna have a lot of songs from Takeoff on it. You know,
probably all their unconfused songs, right?
Yeah,
because they were gonna do an album.
But do another album because they already did one album, the Infinite one.
Oh, that's right.
So they already did that one, and I guess they're gonna do another one. So since Takeoff passed away, he got an album coming out. What I think that this party didn't go wrong. This is gonna be like an album release party or something. No, not album release party. This is too small. 13 people. I don't know what could happen. Like it's too small.
It sounds like an unforgivable party.
Yeah, it doesn't really sound like it probably sounds like something that Quavo got invited to. You know, he probably got invited.
He's probably who's the dude that
had
an all white party?
Oh, Michael
Rubin. I bet there's some Michael Rubin stuff going on that boat. I bet there was a lot of hugging and a lot of Lil Jay action going on in that boat.
Quavo wasn't having it. He wanted off the boat.
No, I think Quavo was. Never mind.
Was the one doing the hugging?
I don't want to. This man's had a rough time, man. I don't need a dog pile on him any more than basically the Lord and Savior has. He's been taking L after L. So hopefully he could bounce back, because, the Takeoff album is going to be fire.
Exactly. Watch out for the whole Takeoff album and Quavo album coming out. Make sure y'all support the Migos. Make sure y'all support Offset, man.
Wait, where were they? They were in Miami.
Of course, Miami. All the crazy things happen in Miami.
Yeah, a lot of thoughts come from Miami. A lot of thoughts.
Wait, who are you looking at? Disrespect. Hey, man, but comment below, man. Let me know how y'all feel about the whole situation. Do you feel like it was really Quavo, the one that caused the ruckus? He the one that roughed up the captain, took his wallet, flashed the pistol, stole his cell phone?
That's funny. I was just spreading misinformation. And Quavo got pistol whipped. They hit him like, pow. Nah. He wouldn't go out like
the
that.
Young Nudie song?
Yeah. He got security.
Oh, man, but speaking of security...
Comment below if you heard any other facts. There wasn't too much on this video. It just seems like it was a weird situation where probably one of the entourage tried to act like a little too crazy, and the famous people get in trouble for it. I don't understand, man. If you took the boat ride, you file a complaint, and then maybe you could get some money back. But you got a strong arm. You don't go pistol whipping people trying to get your money back.
Listen here, you got a strong arm. You got to do the same. I think the same thing that Dipset did back to the record labels. The same thing that Ice Cube and them did in the NWA movies when they just went into the record label office, started breaking stuff with hammers and bats. You got to cause a ruckus.
Yeah, you go to jail now. It's not the 80s anymore. You can't just go out here and it's not even the 90s anymore where you can hang people off the balcony like 6ix9ine.
That was good times. Free my dog Suge. But moving on to the next topic, man. Looks like this is somebody that should not be free. This is my dog Gavin's WCW women crush.
No, it's not. I don't even know nothing about this woman.
I mean, I heard she did this all for you. I heard she said she started a little white baby in the Pampers. She left her wig behind, and she left behind the Cheez-Its all to go with you to the Red Roof Inn.
The what?
To the Red Roof Inn.
I go to better places than the Red Roof Inn.
Oh, you take it to the...
I'm taking boats? You think I'm taking ladies to the Red Roof Inn? You must be joking.
Gavin said he paying this episode. But 115, he letting the pockets fly.
Carly Russell finally apologizes and admits there was no kidnapping and she never saw a toddler on the side of the road. Attorney claims she's working on her mental issues. $63K donated to finding Carly Russell will not be refunded despite her reappearance. I see a get rich quick scheme here.
I mean,
we're gonna send you in the woods.
What? Who gonna see you in the
You
who,
need,
me?
yeah, you need to vlog it.
Why? How
So
you go in the woods?
You could do naked and afraid.
So you get bit. I ain't trying to get bit in unforgivable
It makes
places.
it more believable. So when they send out the Amber Alert and then they find you running naked in the woods, they'll be like, he did get it. He did have a traumatic experience.
Horrible.
He did have stuff happen to him. He did have.
Emotional damage.
And then we can get the check.
Play the video.
Not yet. Take us off screen.
My client has given me permission to make the following statement on her behalf. There was no kidnapping on Thursday, July 13th.
Lies, deceptions.
My client did not see a baby on the side of the road. My client did
She
not
saw a
leave
cat.
the Hoover area when she was identified as a missing person. My client did not have any help in this incident, but this was a single act done by herself.
Really?
My client was not with anyone or any hotel with anyone from the time she was missing. My client apologizes for her actions to this community, the volunteers who were searching for her, to the Hoover Police Department and other agencies as well, as to her friends and family. We ask for your prayers for Carly as she addresses her issues and attempts to move forward, understanding that she made a mistake in this matter. Carly, again, asks for your forgiveness and prayers. We have a meeting scheduled with Mr. Anthony.
Who cares
What a bunch
about
of-
no meeting, man?
What a bunch of baloney. She's still out here lying. How you
Sounds like
how
my
you-
co-host's old girlfriends.
how you over here make it? How do you make up lies just to say I went to the hotel by myself for myself? Like, we know you lying. We know you cheated. And then make it matters even worse. Her boyfriend online saying, I feel just as bad as everybody else. I feel lied to. I feel bamboozled. I trusted her. Look at that. He put
I wonder what she did. Was she just seeing her side dude,
pretty much.
or was she having a mental breakdown, or was she just trying to do a GoFundMe scam?
I mean,
maybe her and her dude needed some money.
it didn't go to GoFundMe. It was Crime Stoppers. Crime Stoppers put out the Crime Stoppers put out
Donated
a
to
donation.
finding will not be refunded. So,
Mhm.
but who'd they donate to? The boyfriend or just
I
like
think
Crime
they-
Stoppers?
I mean, people were saying they donated to Crime Stoppers. Some people, I didn't see anybody say they had an OnlyFans link. Because, I mean, I don't know, but they're saying that she may end up going to jail. Because, you know, remember the whole Jesse Smollett dude? The one
yeah,
that,
we've heard about Jesse.
you got jokes.
We hear about little Jesse.
But yeah, you remember he lied about everybody. He lied about getting jumped in, you know, that hate crime. He had to go to jail for that. So they're saying that she may end up having to go to jail too for lying.
She didn't fake a hate crime though.
But she wasted tax dollars. She had everybody
Yeah.
looking for her. She had the CIA looking for her. You already know the CIA don't look for black girls. And they look for her.
You know what I got to say to that?
What? It's true. You should see it all down the timeline. Everybody's saying like, "Oh yeah, this is horrible. This is setting us back 50. This is setting us back 50 years."
Because she faked it?
Because she faked it. She lied.
They're like, they're not gonna look for us no more.
Exactly. You know, they always saying that, "Oh yeah, when a little white girl gets lost, they send everybody for him, but it's like a little black girl. They barely even try." So I mean, that's what everybody's saying is they're mad about, that she set us back. She did all this for some ping, you know, just to get it with a sneaky link. If you want to cheat on your boyfriend, you got
Hit him,
to,
Jesse J.
you know, exactly, man. Do your homework, man. It hit different. It hit different when you know how to do it, man. Do your homework on never getting caught.
It hit different when your side piece is on a podcast. But shame on this woman. Shame.
Horrible.
She's never mind. I was gonna just slam on women, but I'd rather not.
Let's slap on women.
Well, I
You
was
can slam
gonna-
on black women?
No,
Oh.
just all women in general.
What about them?
Lies, deceptions.
Nah, but I mean, this is what happens. I mean, I said it from the beginning. You never believed it. Never made sense from the jump. How you say you see a little white baby with no clothes on the side of the highway, nobody sees it. Then next thing you know, you over here saying you got kidnapped. We threw you in the 18-wheeler. You jumped out that 18-wheeler. Then you got double kidnapping the same day. If you get double kidnapping the same day, that's God telling you that you deserve to get kidnapped. This is karma.
Yeah, but she didn't get kidnapped. She was just full of
Lying.
malarkey. She's a phony. She's a big fat phony.
Hey, I mean, but if you had to rank this on all the top lies that you ever heard in your whole life, where would this rank? Is it up there? What's the best lie you ever told?
OJ, I didn't do it.
Is it up there with OJ?
No.
It's not.
She didn't have a Bronco chase.
She jumped out of the 18-wheeler. She got double kidnapped.
She didn't jump out of no 18-wheeler.
She got double kidnapped. Then they took her to the stash house. They didn't tie her up. She broke out the stash house, and then she ran 13 blocks home through the woods.
Directly to her house because she had a UPS package at her door.
From Shein.
From what's it called?
Oh, Fashion Nova?
From Skin. Skims by Kim.
She had the Kim Kardashian skin on.
Yeah.
You know it makes you super fast.
You know, I saw
You
you.
get superpowers.
I saw you were watching that LSU girl.
The Reese's Pieces girl.
Yeah.
Oh, dog.
You were watching her TikTok where she has this like outfit that's like the size of an arm.
It was
and then
crazy.
She shows that she like stretched it out and put it on.
That was, first off, that video was amazing. #1, top 3 baddies in the NCAA women's basketball. No, forget that.
Some people are mean though.
To who, her?
Yeah.
What they say?
They said that she looks like the
dinosaur from Land Before Time?
No.
Littlefoot?
No, what Ice Age.
Finding Nemo?
Ice Age.
The squirrel from Ice Age?
Is it the squirrel?
The
or
one
no, I don't think it's the squirrel.
The beaver?
Yeah, the one with the eyes on the side. Whatever that one is.
What, the shoe like that?
Yes.
You disrespectful.
They said it's the animated version of Angel Reese.
How are you gonna disrespect a black girl?
I didn't say this. This is I just reporting.
It's the streets.
I'm just reporting what the streets said. If you go on the internet streets such as Instagram, you'll find us everywhere.
AKA Gavin Instagram page and Twitter page.
If you go to academics, you see nothing. You know what I don't understand is academics. No matter if like you could see someone getting beat up, and like the first 10 comments will be about making fun of that, but within the next 5 comments, they're gonna make some kind of statement about academics going to McDonald's. They're like, academics would have never been caught lacking because he would have had to go to McDonald's, so he wouldn't have been in the streets like that.
He had an alibi.
Yeah. They said academics can always be get out of a murder because they could just get the drive-through lane footage.
All right, you were disrespectful, but okay, back to the topic at hand. So allegedly, a lot of more news is coming out. So not only did she lie, would you be mad if you donated to her help finding this girl and you found out it was a lie?
That's why I don't donate.
Because it's always a lie?
Yep.
Do you give money to the homeless people on the side of the road?
If they have dogs. If they don't have dogs, then no.
They're not real homeless if you don't got no dog.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah, if a homeless person has like a dog, I'll give him like a few bucks to get some water.
Okay.
But if it's just some or if it's a lady, because I know that's tough. But it's like if it's some random dude that looks like he might try to shank you, you're on your own, dude.
Do you think
you ain't getting no dollars today?
Do you think she should get some jail time for this? Because Jesse Smollett, once again, I think he did like 12 months, 18 months for it.
Nah. She's cool.
No jail time. She wasted our your tax dollars went to this.
She's gonna become a new scammer rapper. She's gonna be talking about Amber Alerts in her raps.
You the new 1098 Jake?
No.
The new scam?
No, because then they're talking about snitching. She ain't gonna snitch on herself.
I said the wrong
she kind of
thing.
did.
It was little TJ. It's not little TJ. It's a TJ. I forgot that scammer rapper name.
Yeah.
That scammer rapper stuff went by fast. It was like
it's like I've seen it come and go like twice. I've seen like where a few people popped up like a year or so ago, and they had a couple big songs, and they're like, "This is the new wave," and then it fell completely off. And then like now there's a couple songs that are scammer rappers, so they come up every so often.
We gotta take a look at that. But man, comment below. How do you feel about this whole situation? Were you a part of the crew that knew that she was lying from the jump? Because ain't no way you getting double kidnapped and still surviving. And also they checked her phone records, and because allegedly this is what they do. As soon as you do a crime, they check your phone to see what you searched up. She searched up
all the stuff, how to fake abduction,
how to fake abduction, how the Taken movie, or about how much Amber Alerts cost. What's what's the oldest that you can be for you to get Amber Alert under your name. It's a lot of things she had. She Googles.
Oh man.
And she Google searched.
She's like, I'm too old to get an Amber Alert.
Pretty much.
They're gonna give me a grandma alert.
I didn't know it was an age limit to it.
I don't know if there is or not.
But then on top of it, she did this 2 days before the actual thing happened.
She was scheming. We know this. She's a schemer.
Disrespectful. But man, speaking of disrespectful, man, moving on to this next topic here, we got the legend, we got the icon, we got the Jamie Foxx. Now, if I had to say the Gucci,
So when did you become an alien?
oh,
You get sick and then you lose all your pigment? What's going on here?
so you don't believe it's him?
They're not even, no.
What? Everybody said. I seen this one dude saying, "Oh, I know Jamie."
So you're telling me if Jamie Foxx is inside for a month, he becomes the same complexion as me?
You ever been to jail?
He wasn't in jail.
It's basically like when you go to jail, you see everybody goes to jail and they get out of jail.
I've
They
been
like
in
3
the
shades lighter.
hospital, and I guess I get paler in the hospital.
There you go, because you let sunlight.
But Jamie Foxx doesn't get his. It's
True
not that
that.
much.
Because I mean, they did say he was at Top Golf the day after.
I mean, what? Yeah, I'm gonna leave it alone. I had a joke, but
Oh Lord,
they might cancel me for it.
Disrespectful, but man, we got Jamie Foxx right here, man, letting you know that he alive, he well, and he's thanking for your prayers and wishes. Let's see the video.
I went through something that I thought I would never ever go through. And I know a lot of people were waiting, or wanting to hear updates, but to be honest with you, I just didn't want you to see me like that, man. I want you to see me laughing, having a good time, partying, cracking a joke, doing a movie, television show. I didn't want you to see me with tubes running out of me and trying to figure out if I was gonna make it through. And to be honest with you, my sister Deidre Dixon, my daughter Corinne Marie saved my life. So to them, to God, to a lot of great medical people, I'm able to leave you this video. I cannot tell you how great it feels to have your family.
I think,
Why did it take so long?
I think Jamie
man?
Foxx passed away.
I said it's a clone.
I think he passed away. They already had his funeral. There's only a selective group of friends been to his funeral, and they got this clone out here just faking the funk for some strange reason. I have no clue why they're doing this, but they're covering
He
up
looks
that
like
Jamie
a
Foxx
test
is
tube baby. He looks like, when someone comes out, like they've been cloned and they're like slimy.
Mm-hmm.
That's what he looks like.
You think so? I mean, this is up there with the
Like
Gucci.
in the Matrix when they release you out the tube. When you finally become awake.
And
you
or
got
the
all that
thing in the
goop.
back of your neck.
Yeah, and you come out all that goop.
That was like the nasty part of the whole movie. But I mean, this is up there with the Gucci Man clone. I didn't believe the whole Gucci Man clone situation, because he had a belly button. But this Jamie Foxx, I don't know. We got to see. Tell him lift his shirt up. We got to see your belly button.
I don't know. I don't keep track of my favorite rap stars' belly buttons to make sure they're always looking the same.
How else you gonna know the clones?
Like, he clearly was an innie and now he's an outie. It's not him. I know that for a fact that Lil Wayne is an outie.
It'd be like the whole Michael Jackson case when they was like, "Oh yeah, so what color was Michael Jackson's ping?" You didn't know? You didn't see that?
I don't even know why you're bringing that up on a podcast. Trying to bring up ping. Man, it made me forget what I was gonna say.
That's what you get. That's what you deserve. But like I was saying, man, this isn't real. Jamie Foxx isn't here. I don't know why they're doing this.
Oh, he looks like the Putties from Power Rangers. That's who he looks like. That's what he looks like.
I'm gonna kick you in the face.
I'm just happy he's alive, even though he's not.
True. I mean, I don't believe anything Hollywood says. They got doppelgangers out here. They got actors and actresses. They got stunt doubles and all that stuff.
I mean, look, that's not even the same hairline.
You think so? He was in the hospital.
So your hairline recedes when you're in the hospital? Look how low his stuff is before. He had the Paul George hairline.
Look at Tory Lanez. When he get out of jail, what do you think his hairline's going to look like?
I mean, he's already had it rebuild once. They can rebuild again.
This ain't Transformers.
Yeah, I mean they work in magic now. I saw this thing where it's like it was on Instagram and they like put this like toilet seat cover on your head and they mark it and then they like trace your head and then they cut you out this thing so they can make you like perfect headpieces. And it's funny the dudes get the haircuts on the side to match what they're gonna throw on the top. And he's like, oh, I kind of want the faux hawk. Oh, I kind of want the swoop to the side. And just taking off the different tops of head. It looked like a Lego piece.
I can never, like that whole little hair stuff, like drawing the whole. I remember my barber one time, he started doing the whole chalk on my face. He did, I think, 2 times. And after that, never again.
I thought you were from Philly?
I ain't got time for put the whole chalk on my face so you can try to like line up my tape line. It made no sense. Like you wasn't doing it before. I've been going to you for 10 years.
What's the dudes that hold pockets?
Hold pockets. 6ix9ine lovers?
In jail?
Lil Jay's? King of Lil Jay's?
And what were you saying before that?
I don't know. What are you trying to get at? You trying to insinuate something? You got
never
jokes.
mind.
Listen, I ain't from 63rd. Stop playing with me, man. But comment below. Do you feel like Jamie Foxx is a clone? Is this the real Jamie Foxx? What is Hollywood hiding? And
it's not. This reminds me of like Men in Black 2.
Mm-hmm.
When they go see like the celebrities and like, oh, you didn't know this celebrity was a giant lizard. And it's like, he's a lizard now.
He's with the lizard people?
Yeah.
Or is he with this next topic here, Tupac in Cuba?
Nah, he's gone. He didn't make it.
Who? Jamie Foxx or Tupac?
Jamie Foxx didn't make it.
But Tupac's in Cuba?
Yeah, you didn't hear about this. So we got another story.
So it looks like here, man, we got my dog Tupac. It looks like after 20, 30 years since his murder. I think he got murdered at 96?
Yep.
And since 96, Tupac's been alleged passed away from his shooting incident. It looks like here.
How did it feel to lose Tupac at 15?
I was at 15 in 96. I graduated middle school, 8th grade at 03. And I was 13 in 03.
How many years did it take you to finish middle school?
6. How long it took you?
3.
You got jokes. What, 6, 7, 8? Yeah, 3. No, whatever, man. I went to accelerated school. We had all programs.
You went to the decelerated school.
All right, well, man, but speaking of decelerated here, man, looks like here
police raid house allegedly connected to Tupac's murder ends in standoff. Multiple computers, a phone and hard drive, documentary documents, a Vibe magazine featuring Tupac, so some ganja, 2 tubes containing photos, a copy of the Keith D. Davis tell-all memoir, and Compton Street Legend. So it's some fishy stuff. It's like, why are you going to have this almost like kind of memorabilia type stuff for a murder?
Long.
And I don't know how they got who snitched or gave him the hit to even check this person's house. But if it's ending in a standoff, they're definitely trying to hide something.
I mean, but it makes no sense. Like, why would you want to keep records of you? You already, like, why would you want to keep records of you or any evidence of you trying to commit a crime? It doesn't make any sense.
Well, it's like a lot of people believe that, like, the whole JFK thing. Some people believe that it was the CIA. Some people believe that there's real photos out there that shows who did it. But it's like some type of Illuminati type of stuff.
Makes sense. I just want them to get rid of this. I mean, I just want them to finally put the whole Tupac situation to rest. I'm tired of people saying, oh, no, Tupac's alive. They see him in Cuba.
He's in Cuba.
You really believe that?
I seen him. I was there.
You one of those people?
He dapped me up.
You're one of them. I can't believe it. I thought you was better than that.
I was like, did Biggie make it? And he was like, nah, fam, that was real. He got smoked.
Disrespectful. Nah, man, but I mean, it looks like here they found something. They haven't told us exactly what they found in these in the computer system, but I mean, hopefully we find out some more information. One thing I don't understand is that I thought we already know who the killer was. I thought it was like they said it was like some Crip dude that died. They already
supposedly it was a dude that he got in a fight with at
Las Vegas.
Yeah, what's the fool's name? The Lisp dude.
I don't know.
The boxer, with the lisp that has a podcast.
Mike Tyson?
Mike Tyson. He was at a Mike Tyson fight in Vegas. And he got into an altercation with someone in kind of like the casino area of I think they were at the MGM even.
Oh.
And supposedly he got into it and there was a fight and it was broken up.
Uh-huh.
And then when they went in the car, they believe it was the people that they got in a fight with pulled up on them and shot up the car. And supposedly the dude that he got in a fight with got killed like a couple years later.
True, exactly.
So people are like, oh, well, the dude that did it got killed. So it's like, it's done.
There's nothing really you can do.
But some people think that that was fake or that was put to try to put them on someone else's tail. So no one still to this day really knows the truth.
I mean, if the dude said he did it, I mean, if he said he did it, he did it. But I mean, you see, they got Tupac dad out here doing interviews now. I tried to show you that one interview.
I don't understand why he didn't hang out with his dad. What does his dad have to say? Yeah, my famous son that I never talked to. Let me tell you all about him. Like I don't care. You should have tried to connect to him when he was here, and then maybe people would have cared what you said.
I don't know, but comment below, man. Let us know how you feel about this whole Tupac raid thing. Do you feel like it's just a waste of time? It's been 30 years. Just let it rest.
I think it is a waste of time unless they got a tip that was so good that they thought they could potentially solve it.
But I mean, why does it even matter? Tupac was like, what, in his late 20s, early 30s?
He was, like 26, 27.
And it's like 30 years later. The dude's like 60 years old. Oh, he's dead. He's one of the two. He's a 60-year dad. So, I mean, was you going to arrest him, put him in jail for the rest?
Let's play this video. We've been off screen for a minute. Hold on, let's play this video. This is footage of them. Shout out Instagram, Tales from the Crib 2.0. We're live right now.
Walk towards the spare cat. Come on down the driveway to that sidewalk. Okay, you need to stop right there. Stop right there. Go ahead and put down your cigarettes, please.
Put down the cig.
Put down your cigarettes. Put your hands up. Keep your hands up, man. You guys need to stop moving around. Put your hands up. Sir, you need to put your phone down. Put your phone down. Put your hands on top of your head.
And you know, now that I'm looking at
Put the phone down.
Now that I'm looking at these things that they seized from the household, I mean, like a tub full of photos. If you was born in if you was out here in 96 that time around, you was old around Tupac age, you didn't have iPhones. So all you had was a whole bunch of cameras. So where's you gonna put the pictures at? In the tub.
I thought it said tubes, like the film tubes. But why would you have tubs full of photos?
It's like I thought it was like a big like toy chest tub and like
Yeah. It might be like one of those plastic tubs.
Yeah, you just throw a whole bunch of tubs like that, and you just put the photos in there because I mean you can't put them anywhere. You've got that many.
And if you wonder if back then with like the way that it may not be smart now, but back then maybe the way that the gangs kept records of things that they did have photos. Who knows?
Yes.
But that wouldn't be smart, man, because if a house gets busted, it's a photo house. They're gonna have proof on everybody.
It just means people have been dumb since '89. They're making the same. People have been making the same. That's crazy. People making the same mistakes.
They say the people from '89 are the slowest people ever born.
You want to meet me outside? Trying to meet me outside? You got jokes?
I can meet you right here. You're going to get judo chopped in the neck.
Dude, the same way Lush did in No Jumper.
Who?
Lush. The dude with the no teeth, the crackhead dude.
I know Lush.
Nah, man, but let us know how you feel about the whole Tupac situation, man. Is Tupac dead? Is he in Puerto Rico out there with
Dude, watch out before
Biggie?
You get almighty suspect. Or who did he beat up? Kelvin?
Disgusting. Yeah.
Better watch out before you get Kelvin.
He gave him the 2-piece.
He's like, I don't understand why he's getting punched.
Man, but moving on to the next topic here, we going to my dog Gavin's favorite Latina. What's her name? Not Joe.
Who? Oh, Joe.
Sofia Vergara. You know she's hot. Like she is bad. I didn't know she was 51.
Yeah.
And then the whole fact. Okay, I'm rushing.
So we got Joe Manganiello.
We got Joe Manganiello files divorce from his
Sofia Vergara.
This bad. Is she on his TV show? What's she on the TV show? Is it Arrested Development? What's the TV show with Al Bundy on it?
Oh my God!
I think, and she's like Al Bundy's girlfriend. in the TV show.
I don't have my phone. It's you know what we're talking about. That
it's like a whole bunch
I can
of
see the intro right now.
It's a whole bunch of families. You got this gay couple
family,
and all that.
Some house.
I don't know, but it looks like here they're getting divorced. Let me try to look it up.
After 7 years of marriage, Sofia Vergara and Joe Manganiello are calling it quits. The couple broke the news in a statement today, quote, "We have made the difficult decision to divorce as two people that love and care for one another
Modern
very
family.
much.
Modern
Politely
family,
ask
that's what it
for
was.
Respect of our privacy at this time."
Jesus.
A source tells ET Sofia and Joe have been living separate lives and spending time apart and focusing on themselves. Sofia is currently in Italy celebrating her 51st birthday, which was July 10th. In the past, Joe has done a very romantic post in tribute. This year, fans took notice his message didn't have the same power.
Didn't have the same oomph.
Listen here,
So
man.
basically, this man was someone that was struggling with alcoholism, and he
This
wanted
man was
to get.
with. I mean, she was with.
Yeah, and it's this guy.
Yeah, she was with him. He had an alcohol problem.
And so he got sober, and she supported him getting sober. But then once he got sober, she just said that he's boring because he doesn't go out anymore and he can't drink. So it's like hanging out with a little kid, and she wants a divorce. And it's like, how much partying do you want to do? You're in your 50s. You still want to be at the clubs? You still want to be getting drinks? I mean, I could understand that too. I mean, who wants to hang out with someone that's straight edge and that never does nothing like a bump on the log? But that also could just mean more party items for yourself.
Yeah, that is messed up. It looks like here they're one of the reasons alleged they're getting a divorce is because he's giving up alcohol. He's going whole straight edge. Sofia wants to party hard, live that Hollywood lifestyle. Also, they're saying that he wants to start a family and everything. And of course, if you live in that party lifestyle, you can't party and be pregnant unless you're Krishan Rock. She does it all.
And she I don't know what she's thinking. She's like thinking she got an infinity clock.
For who? Sophia?
Yeah.
I mean, basically, I don't know.
She just does she want any more kids?
I guess she doesn't want. Does she have kids?
I think she has at least one.
Oh, I mean, that's probably why she doesn't want any kids. That's just is what it is. I mean, they said what?
I was gonna say it was her and her ex-husband also had issues.
Mm-hmm. Her and her ex-husband had issues. They wanted the kids. They were gonna do the whole embryo freezing eggs thing situation. But since they broke up, she was like, "Nah, I don't want to do it no more."
They were gonna do in vitro, and they had like the combined egg and sperm cell in the frozen, and so whenever they got divorced, he wanted to keep them because he was like, "These are kids I wanted to have," and she's like, "We're not together.
Yeah, because he's like pro-life.
I want them erased." So it's like they kind of took. They're kind of looking at it weird, and it's kind of a weird thing. I understand if you were gonna, celebrities do that, and then if you're gonna get married and you want a kid, okay, but it's weird that you get divorced and it's like, I already got your eggs. But I mean,
you pay for it if you pay for it, because it's not cheap. So if you imagine you pay for that, you and your girlfriend break up, and then she's like, "Oh yeah, it's a dub." Like, no, not. What are you talking about? Like, we finna go through with this.
I'm getting a surrogate.
I'm getting a surrogate.
We're still having a child.
Exactly. Like, you ain't gotta. If you don't want to take care of the kid, you don't gotta take care of the kid. But I mean, I already gotta pay for this. This is done. I got a receipt.
I already got the receipt and the coupon.
Exactly, man. This is just disrespectful. Like, this is just a waste of time. This is exactly why I feel like everybody's gonna be single. This is gonna be a cesspool. It's gonna be like the Greek and Romans back in the day, which is gonna be orgies everywhere. Everybody has orgies, but it won't be like the gay way.
You're sounding real Diddy-ish. You sounding like you want what's his
YK Osiris?
YK Osiris at your pool. Or like Meek Mill's the new pool boy. I didn't know that. But he's only a pool boy for the billionaires.
Yeah, we trying to get him to recruit Little Baby over to the winning side.
You want Little Baby?
White power.
Wouldn't the Little Baby become white?
When he started hanging with Michael Rubin.
He's not Sammy Sosa.
You seen the hug. You seen that smile on his face. He was a little too happy.
It rubbed off on him.
More than that, rubbed off on him. But hey, man, comment below. How do you feel about this? How do you feel about your girlfriends changing you, supporting you to be better, then as soon as you better, they drop you?
They say you're boring.
Disrespect.
That's like the same thing as a girl telling you, you know what? You're spending too much time at the gym every day after work. You're at the gym. We can't go to dinner. We can't do that. So you're like, all right, I'm gonna start taking you out. I'm gonna start spending time. I'm gonna start doing this and that. And she's like, you know what? You're starting to let yourself go. And it's like, I can't win.
You can't win for losing.
I can't win, man.
It is what it is. See, this Hollywood relationship is
No,
weird.
it's funny. It's funny how that goes with those Hollywood relationships, or even relationships in real life. You never know how it's gonna go.
Exactly, man. But
But if you're watching this on TFTC clips, go over to Tales from the Crib so you can get full 1080p.
I told you every time, Gavin. If this is on 1080p and I'm screen recording it on 1080p and I post it on our page, even though it says 720, it's still 1080p.
It's not how it works, but
it is how it works. It's recorded.
I'll teach you one day, young Padawan, about young audio and visual. But you got any other words on Sofia and her selfish ways?
Man, Sophia's, I mean, like, you ain't gonna keep getting, like, I mean, she's hot. I ain't gonna lie. She's hot. She gonna find somebody else. She's 51 years, 51. She doesn't even look 51. If you looking at this
It's
picture.
like Selma Hayek.
Looking at this picture right here, how old do you think she is?
She looks like in her 40s. She looks good for her age.
Exactly. See, I can't.
Not as it is.
I can't even lie, but I mean, it is what it is. Comment below. Let me know how you feel about the situation. But now it's time to get messy.
Oh my God.
It's time.
I don't even know how this made the show.
It's time to talk about the city girls. Now here we got my dog Young Miami at Jason Lee's show on Revolt. You know, talking about her child, how she wants to raise her child, how she wants to grow up. You know, if she wants her to be like her or not. Let's see what she says.
She goes, not my child.
Comes to you as pretty as she is and says, Mom, I want to be a city girl.
She ain't gonna be no city girl.
So Summer ain't allowed to be no city girl?
Mm-mm.
What?
No. I want her raised totally different. Like, you know, I don't even want her to even see the light of day like that. Like, I really want her to just be like, you know, like level-headed, a schoolgirl, and just on a whole nother ways. Like, you know, I kind of was raised different, so I don't want to raise her up how I was raised. So, you know, I'm a city girl, ain't nothing wrong with it, but I don't want that for my daughter.
Do as I say, not as I do.
See, I mean, this feels like the whole Young Jeezy.
Kim Kardashian.
Nah, not the Kim Kardashian
method.
Nah, the whole Young Jeezy method. When Young Jeezy told you to trap or die, but he told his kid to go to college. And now his son went to college and graduated, and that's all you see now. Jeezy married to this Taiwanese girl, and his son graduated.
You know who should listen to Jeezy?
Who?
Never mind. God, that's a low blow. It's too soon. Never mind. Never mind.
You so disrespectful. But nah, see, but listen here. So
hey, Jeezy told his kids what to do. Some other people didn't tell their kids the right path. I'll just leave it at that.
Who you talking about?
I said I'll just leave it at that.
I mean, we're on a podcast. We're here for sharing. You want to share? Is Karen?
No Karen.
I can't wait
today.
till we get this topic. Oh, you finna get messy. I'm finna bait you out. Pause.
I didn't sign up for that.
Nah, but back to what we were saying here, man. How do you feel about this? How do you feel about Young Miami steering all our females down the path of being hoochie mamas, but saying my daughter gonna be different? She's gonna be a queen.
She's trying to make the world easier for her daughter. She's like, if I make a world of hoochie mamas, and my daughter comes out and just acts right, she's gonna stand out.
You got a point, though. You got a point.
She's corrupting all the others' children's, so her children could prosper.
See, I mean, that makes sense.
Well, there's a lot of like parents that they're like, oh, do this and this and this, but then you look at them and they never acted right.
True, but I would think that this is all successful, and I would think that, you know, people with Amber Rose out here trying to uplift doing the whole S-Walk and all that stuff. I thought, you know,
that's old, man.
You everybody trying to be free. Is it really old?
Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah, they don't even do it anymore.
You see, when the last time we had a S-Walk?
21 Savage was on it.
You know, they had it like 3 more times. They had it like 3 times since then. You just don't pay attention to it.
That's the only one that I remembered. When 21 Savage sold.
Horrible. But
speaking of selling.
What?
You ready to go to the next topic?
So, man, yeah, comment below how you feel about the whole City Girl situation. Do you feel
Everyone put in the comments, City Girls news? I do not care. I hate them.
I see what you want to go to next, man. Moving on to the next topic, yeah, man. We got one of the Chirac savages, G Herbo, about to go to jail
G Herbo.
for 5. Well, he's finna get sentenced for 5 years. He's gonna do what? 2 years papers. The rest on it's right there.
He's gonna plead guilty to conspiracy to commit wire fraud.
Now,
and making false statements. The plea consists of his 5-year prison sentence, then supervised release for 3 years after that. He also has to pay $250K in fines. But they say supervised release for 3 years after that. So 5 year. It says 5-year bid. It doesn't say anything about 2. It says 5-year bid and then 3 years supervised after that. So that would be like 5 years in, and then it'd be like 8 years of punishment.
I heard he was gonna do 2 years. Is it 5 years total? 2 years in, and then he's gonna do 3 years on papers and then pay the restoration fee. But I mean,
you're probably right, because a lot of these guys get charges and they're like 20 years, 25 years, 15 years, and they're home in like 5 years.
And then you remember we seen
4 years, 3 years.
We seen that one big dude, Omni the Hellcat dude that got in trouble for scamming. He got scammed for a whole bunch of money. He only got like 5-6 years.
Yeah.
He had millions. He didn't even have millions. I remember. Only thing I do remember is I don't know if it was like 5-6 years, but I know he scammed for like millions of dollars.
Man,
and G Herbo only got like $250,000.
I don't understand why G Herbo is scamming, man. All of his albums do good. He always does good on going on tour, whether it be like the summer festival tour or if he's on a tour by himself or with someone else. So
I mean, if
he that's the thing though. It's like people make it big, and then it's like, oh, if you want to party big like that, you got to stay where you're like the #1 artist, because you got to make money the way you're spending it. If you ain't making money like that, then you're like, you can't be acting like that.
True. But I mean, what they're saying is this whole wire fraud, what he was spending money on, which is like he spent like plane rides, a trip to Jamaica, and like some dogs. That was it. He and some car rentals. He really didn't go all like, you didn't see him like buying clothes with it, paying rent with it. He was just like extra stuff, like, oh, I need to fly here, let me buy a jet.
You know, it's like what's funny is you see all those Chicago dudes and they're like, oh, I'm this and I'm that, and then it's like, oh, follow my friend, tap in if you got the Navy Federal, Wells Fargo, doing who'll get you $5K to your bank account immediately by glitching it.
That's how
and
they
it's
get
like, yeah, but then they ask for it back.
Pretty much. That's how they get you. Like, this whole scamming thing's crazy. But
then it just messes up your credit, because they're like, oh, okay, you finessed 5K. We're just gonna put 5K
and they get
on your
credit.
Yeah, on your credit.
See, I mean, but when I saw this whole thing, I took this as a W for G Herbo, because I mean, if you think about his whole life growing up and everything he did, to only get 5 years out of all the bad things you did in your whole life.
G Herbo wasn't bad. Like, he wasn't out there like King Von and things.
Listen here, man. He was with No Limit.
Yeah, he was with the Wet 'Em Up boys, and he basically didn't have to do much.
But he was around it.
Yeah, he definitely was, allegedly.
He could have been a driver. The driver would have got more than 5 years, unless he snitched. And then remember, like the Triple X case.
You better watch yourself. You're getting too close to snitching yourself right now. And if G Herbo sees us and we get famous, I'm gonna let him get you. I'm gonna be like, all right.
I'm a G Herbo fan. What are you talking about?
I'll be like, all right, G Herbo, you can't get him. I'm gonna hold him and just let Doo-Wop slap him one time. We'll call it even. He might go for that.
Man, whatever. We're gonna see how
Doo-Wop's little, it won't hurt.
So, you know, they say he's doing this, and on top of that, he still has his gun charge. Remember, he caught another gun charge in Chicago. Which I don't even know why they even, like, I think they should drop it, because it's Chicago and he's a famous rapper. But you know how it is.
But you got to have your security, especially if you have prior charges or felonies or anything. If you can't have it, you can't have it. That's why you got to have security or people that are allowed to have it with you, so you don't get in troubles.
So you think do you think that Lil Baby's gonna come out of retirement to
Lil Baby?
Yeah.
He needs to, man. That fool was like, oh, I made so much money, I'm gonna pay for myself to go to college. And then he's like, now because he owns like all of Juice WRLD's music, because he was his manager, and he even has other artists, and so he's like more into that. But it's like a lot of people don't even remember that when it came up. Lil Bibby was the main guy for No Limit, and G Herbo was his sidekick. like G Herbo was the ball out
Mm-hmm.
to the Chief Keef, you know, like
The whole Chief,
she like
the crew.
ball out was to Chief Keef. G Herbo was like that, the little Bibby. So it's kind of funny to see that little Bibby kind of stopped doing music, and then G Herbo's like, you know, inspired all of New York to make music just like him.
And all of New York and all of London.
And Lil Bibby was really one of the originators of that sound. Them both were, but they were best friends, so it's kind of both their sounds.
True. Do you think that G Herbo has a whole bunch of music tucked in the stash, so when he goes to jail, we still gonna be listening to all G Herbo songs?
Yeah. He's working, so he'll have all kinds of stuff set up. And what's kind of funny is G Herbo kind of went away from his more Chicago drill music, but it's like this past couple years since No Limit Wet and some other of his broskies have gotten out of jail that he's kind of been back on that drill, you know, like for real drill type music. So I'm excited to see if his music comes out. Hopefully he gets good behavior. You know, hopefully he doesn't go to church every day like Lil Jay, and he can get his time reduced. Church, it's not a
place you want to go.
No, you're not. You're gonna get your time reduced, but then you're gonna get your you're gonna have a swollen butt.
you couldn't even cover it up. You couldn't say anything else.
Swollen.
Discovered.
You know, like when. Never mind.
Discuss it. But man, comment below, man. Let us know how you feel about this whole G Herbo situation. Do you find it as is this karma, or is this God telling G Herbo to sit down? You're being too reckless in these streets.
Basically, he's telling it. See, this is like what a lot of people like. A lot of people get mad that kind of Chief Keef when he made it. Like he took his favorite like 5 to 8 people and was gone. And then, but G Herbo, it's like when you stay around that stuff, you kind of have a chance to get in trouble.
True, bro.
Or to get in on a RICO.
He's trying to live up to the rapper lifestyle, but I mean, but at the same time,
he kind of was away from it. That's why some of his dudes was like kind of mad at him. That's why like No Limit Cairo was all butthurt about him, and like he said he's gonna take me to Egypt, and I never got to touch a camel, and like. My name's Cairo. Cairo needs to be in Egypt.
Oh man!
But
Cairo finally went inside McDonald's.
I heard he lost a tooth in McDonald's. But he was a young kid.
A legend.
At least he didn't leave.
Oh Lord. But man, comment below. Let us know how you feel about the whole G Herbo situation. But moving on here, man, we talking about royalty right now. We talking about respect. We talking about Prince Harry.
RESPECK.
We talk about Prince Harry and Meghan alleged separation. So it looks like
So you're telling me she's single?
Almost, man, almost. But I don't think you want a girl like this, man. You don't want a girl like this.
I could be the Prince of Duchess.
Horrible. Play the video.
Harry and Meghan headlines, trouble in paradise, rumors of divorce, and they're taking time apart.
Things haven't been so marvelous over in Montecito.
The tabloids seem to be in attack mode. Why? Well, speculation is there's pressure on the pair after some recent bad press.
They are destroying us.
7 days ago, their Netflix docuseries failed to get an Emmy nod. Just weeks earlier, Harry and Meghan parted ways with Spotify after making an estimated $25 million deal. And then a company exec trashed them.
I wish I had been involved in the Meghan and Harry leave Spotify negotiation. The grifters. That's the podcast we should have launched with them.
This also comes amid major backlash in the UK after Harry published the memoir Spare.
It's left a bad taste in people's mouths. It's further alienated him from his friends and his family. And I think inevitably that has put a strain on them. And I think it was very notable that in the run-up to the launch of his autobiography and all of the publicity, Meghan was notable by her absence. And that was really the first time we'd seen a divide between them.
Harry and Meghan's reported 5-year, $100 million deal with Netflix is still in place. And there's speculation Harry will be heading to Africa solo to work on a documentary for the streamer.
These reports sound completely plausible, but of course, if he's going over there to do that alone, leaving Meghan behind, that's only going to fuel these ongoing reports and speculation.
Sources close to the Sussexes are denying breakup rumors. Quote, "It's not true, it's literally made up."
As yet, there is no evidence, and they're presenting a very united front.
Well, on Saturday, royal watchers will turn their focus to Prince George, who turns 10. You can expect Uncle Harry and Aunt Meghan to send their love.
Let's remember that the family fallout is between William and Harry. This is double digits.
You picked the longest clip in the world,
Prince
co-host.
George. I'm absolutely sure that there will be presents from
Finally ended.
What's with tea and crumpets?
I don't care.
Nah, but I mean, listen here, man. Basically, what's going on is that I didn't even know. They're saying Prince Harry is the king. He's like basically Wiz Khalifa Jr. He loves smoking the ganja, and he's living life. He's Prince Harry. He ain't gotta do nothing. He ain't gotta get a job. He ain't gotta flip no fries. He ain't gotta want more.
That's why he wrote a book as Spare.
Exactly.
He's only there in case his brother dies.
Horrible. But this is what I don't understand. This is what a lot of females do. They get with you and they want you to be the best of the best. Like, oh, you can't be a janitor. You got to be like the CEO of some 500 company. Like they don't. Some people get a job and they get comfortable with that job. And they never some people become a teacher. They get comfortable with being a teacher. They don't want to do nothing
for
else.
20 years.
Yeah, 20 years. And everybody knows teachers don't make any money. So when you get a girlfriend, you're like, no, don't you want to be the principal? Don't you want to be the dean of this school? Like, no, I just want to teach fifth grade science. That's it.
I just want to teach fifth grade gym. I just want to play dodgeball.
Pretty much.
You can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball.
Pretty much, and that's how it is. But with this whole situation with Meghan, she wants Prince Harry to be more, but you're already Prince Harry. What else more can I be?
But they gave up their royalties. They're really not supposed to have their titles.
Exactly, but he still has the title Prince Harry, and he can always get it back.
No, I'd give her a title.
Disgusting. What title you finna give her? The Linda the Plug title?
That's a plug. It's not a title.
Nah, but I mean, it's just disturbing. He's already Prince Harry. What else do you want him to be? The CEO of Twitter?
She wants him to not go bald.
He's gonna happen anyway. You see it in the middle of his head.
Poor Prince Harry.
Exactly.
He looks like a little Ron Weasley.
Exactly. And they're also saying that, Meghan, she doesn't want to be called Meghan. She wants to be called the Duchess now. She doesn't like that name.
Well, that was her name.
The Duchess of Dior or something like that. It's like the Duchess of Dior.
No.
It's like the Duchess of something.
You said you messed it up so bad you made me forget what the rule was. It's like the princess of...
It was like the Duchess.
No, it's the Duchess.
The Madam.
You've literally ruined the title so bad that you scrambled my brain. The Duchess of Essex, right?
Oh yeah, the Duchess of Essex. I was close.
Something like that.
I was close, wasn't I? What'd I say?
No, you're saying some way out there. Just trying to scramble some brains.
Nah, but they're saying that Meghan, she wants to be Oprah. She wants to be the next Oprah. She wants to make a lot of money, do all this stuff. But, Prince Harry just wants to be Prince Harry.
Like bend her over the barrel and show her the 50 states, if you know what I mean.
That's disturbing. That's disgusting. And also, I heard that whole little podcast on Spotify. I heard it was garbage. Ain't nobody really listened to it like that, so it was a waste of money.
Oh, shout out my co-host for putting a terrible title on the last week podcast and getting that video fully throttled down to 1 mile per hour.
The lies.
Can't put no controversials in titles.
The lies. But man, comment below, man. Let us know how you feel. Should Meghan just calm down? She's dating the prince. It's nothing else. He gonna be the king when he become the king. Then once you become the king,
he'll never be king.
Why?
Because his brother will be king.
His brother can die.
It's highly unlikely unless his brother's out here being crazy.
Hey, I
know anything could happen. He could be in a plane crash or a car crash or whatever. But I'm just saying, they're not that far in age.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like, oh, my brother dies and then I'll be king for 30 years. It's like, no, if his brother lives a normal
60 to 50, he'd probably
he'd probably be too old where it would go to
that 10-year-old boy.
It would go to his son. It would go to his brother's son. He would never actually become king. So that's why he's the spare.
That makes sense. Why he calls himself the spare.
This is exactly why we broke away from England. All that fancy fakeness and royalness. We're like, we don't want no royals over here.
And then
we're just gonna vote on stuff and then let it get corrupt slowly
I thought Prince Harry didn't want to be famous anymore. Like when they show him on South Park.
That's what I'm saying. They're trying to monetize don't look at me. This.
But it looks like Meghan, she's the complete opposite. She wants to be famous. She's like, I married you for a reason and you're gonna fulfill my destiny.
Hey, if you want to get it on a podcast that doesn't get dropped by Spotify, Meghan, hit up Tales from the Crib 210 on IG. We'll get you a seat right here in the middle. Right here.
Oh.
You don't even need a seat. You can just sit right here.
You don't even like white girls like that.
She's
You
not
like
white.
girls- what is she?
She's black. You didn't know that?
Megan's not black.
Yeah.
You
Look it
lying
up.
for real?
Look it up on your phone. Ask Google real quick. We're gonna do a live search here on the show.
What's her name?
Meghan Markle
Megan.
is, or just
the Duchess of Sussex.
Sussex. Yeah, sorry, Essex, SG
Meghan-
Herbo stuff.
Megan what?
It's Meghan Markle. Yeah,
Markle?
yeah. Because they were talking about how they were being all racist to her because she was like 15%
Despite
black.
being raised by a black mother in a black neighborhood in Los Angeles, Megan has effectively been living a white life. She has a black mom? Was she the nanny or something? Really? That is crazy.
I think she's like I don't know if she might be like a fourth.
Like her grandma's like black or something like that?
Well, like her mom might be half. So
Thomas
she would be
Markle.
like a fourth.
Oh, Dora Raglan. Yeah, her mom's black. Yeah, she's black.
But is her mom
She's
half?
66. Yeah, she's probably half breed.
So
Her
that
mom's
is-
probably half breed.
so she's probably like
She's black.
She's like
I give her the black nod. She can come to the picnic, but she can't sit on your lap.
But some people say you got to be over 33%.
Whatever. Her mom's like half. It looks like her mom actually.
Well, then give me my Native American card.
Nah, you ain't never
told
come
me
to the
my
cookout.
15%.
Listen, yeah, I don't want
It's
your.
not a cookout.
I don't want your raisin.
You're not invited
and
to
potato
the. You're
salad.
not invited to the teepee.
Why don't want to?
You're not invited to the You're not invited to the reservation. How about that?
I don't want to go to the reservation. I seen
You're
Color
not
Purple.
You're not.
It didn't
That
end
wasn't.
well.
No, that's a different type of reservation. That's a plantation.
I seen Leonardo DiCaprio in Django Unchained. It wasn't pretty.
That's not. That's not it.
Oh man, but comment below. Let us know how you feel. But man, it's time to go to our favorite part of the show, man. My co-host gonna play my theme music, and I got some words to say to y'all.
Welcome to the halftime of Tales from the Crib. Got some couch announcements. Get cozy in the couch. Gonna go get all snuggled up. Get ready for what's coming on all of the Tales from the Crib networks.
You know, I got a stretch from kicking my co-host behind in these debates. But nah, man, you know, it's couch announcement time. I love it here. Now it's time for couch announcements, man. What I gotta say here is, you people, thank you for the support.
What do
Thank
you
you
mean
for
by
the
you
love.
people?
Because, you know, our main page is booming. Every time I look at my the main page, we're at 430 subscribers. We already reached the 30,000 watch hours.
The watch hours, yeah.
We passed the watch hours. The short hours, we finna pass that too, probably by the end of this month. So, I mean, we booming. Most likely by the next episode, we finna have like 550. And I can't wait.
It'll be monetized because they dropped it to 500.
Exactly. You know, get that show monetized. We got,
Try to get 3 out of our 4 channels monetized.
You know, Clips is at 513.
Yeah, I gotta go through the application process, get that going, start making money on some clips.
That's 2 shows we making a little more, you know.
Give us that money checks.
Exactly. You know, but, you know, I like to say thank y'all. That's all I gotta say for my part of the couch announcements. What about you? You got nothing?
Wait, sucker.
What you got?
Trying to get this out the way. There it goes. Boo-doo-doo. Thank you for getting Crib Reactions
This is what I'm talking about.
5.15K. It's before you know it, we're gonna be at 5.2K.
What's 5? Was that 2,000? 5,200?
Yeah.
So we like
We
5,000.
went from like 5,000 to 5,100 in like a couple days.
I know we got at least like 150 subscribers since the last episode.
Yeah.
Because the last episode we just hit 5K and like you've been going straight through it. So do you think the Blackpink marathon beat?
Yeah, we had on Crib Reactions. We get a lot of love on our international videos. We got international super groups XG and Blackpink, since their fans have been giving us so much love.
Damn, Cardi B got 676. That's good.
We did a fan week where we dropped a video every week. Every
videos.
day last week. So those are booming, and we even dropped in some special ones like Cardi B, the drill anthem with Fendi the Rapper. My co-host loves
Did you
him a
drop
little
today?
Fendi. Nah, I didn't get to it. I was seeing the Bobby movie.
How was it?
I'll give it a solid.
What was it about? Anybody die?
No, it wasn't like
Whack.
that. It was basically, I'll give you a quick spoiler-free synopsis, but basically it was about like coming to like the real world. It was like they had a Barbie land, and like like the Barbies like was connected to like a child in the real world. So sometimes like if it, like they had like crazy Barbie where like she was played with too hard and she had like all kinds of like
Makeup on her face.
Yeah, makeup on her face, and like her hair was all cut up.
And her
all
legs
crazy.
are the arms are the legs, something like that.
Well, she was always doing the splits because like the kid had like broke her legs. But it was really funny because it was like all the Barbies had dream houses and all the Kens were like their servants. And then basically Barbie has to go into the real world because she's like losing her powers because the person that plays with her is like depressed. So she has to go in the real world, and Ryan Gosling, who's a Ken, because there's a lot of Barbies and a lot of Kens, he goes with her to the real world, and like all this crazy stuff happens.
And undepresses the girl. Whoever's depressed, they undepress her, and then like Barbie's Barbie again. She starts to play with again.
Yeah, kind of, sort of. You have to watch the movie. I ain't giving it.
It's like
that
some
much.
Toy Story type stuff.
Kind of, sort of, yeah. But it's good. It's like it's
Was
one
it
of
packed
those.
in there?
It's one of those movies where they don't take itself too serious. I mean, yeah. I mean, it wasn't packed. I kind of went in the early evening, and it was it was pretty full actually.
Really?
Yeah.
On a Monday? Monday?
Yeah, on a Monday.
We went Monday around 2 or 3.
I think I went a little after that.
Did you take a picture of it? Did you put it on Snapchat?
I don't care that much, man. I ain't a snapping fool. I don't know what you
Ain't no snitch.
I ain't snitching. I ain't dropping my low every time, man.
Man, you gotta drop the low, man. You know you gotta do your little whoop. What's your whoop?
You better watch out before you get wooted on.
Man, speaking of wooted on, man, it's time to woot on to the show. You ready for the show? Second half? First topic, snitching.
Snitch season. So Kodak Black on 6ix9ine's song, I don't give a F. I make $1 million plays with this shit. We ain't about to hit a lick. We going in on a verse. We ain't going in on a break.
Looks like we got a video. Kodak 6ix9ine finally did it. He finally got a real one on this song, and it only cost him allegedly $1 million or over.
Yeah, it was kind of weird. If you see the unedited video, I think it's on 6ix9ine's like Patreon or on his channel. They have like a second version of the video. He puts a pretty good smooch on Kodak. So it's like, I wonder how much he had to pay for that. Like, it was like, what, $1 million or $2 million for the feature?
Yeah.
And then what, he paid him a few extra,
and he also
500Ks to smooch on him?
And he also gave him a what? All right, and I heard
you didn't see when they were hanging out in the car?
No, I didn't see that.
And 6ix9ine had his arms all like around him.
Like this, and
he would look like, I don't know if he was whispering to him, caressing his neck, or kissing him on the cheek. But Kodak Black was like, hey, you paid your money. My body is your wonderland.
Oh, Lord, play the video.
That's what they said, not me.
So I get it. It be like, we know these rap niggas, we know these fuck niggas ain't. But damn, I ain't no follower. I come as I am. You heard? It be like, niggas be wanting somebody to do that, do it to them. For real. Cause it's like these niggas be ready to die some shit. It's like they mad at something. They hate themselves.
So is this a W for Florida or is it L for Florida?
Typical Florida L. Another week, another Florida L.
Nah, man.
I mean, I just don't understand. 6ix9ine is trying to make it cool to snitch with this generation. And I've seen all his fans say, well, what would you do if they beat you up and pistol whip you and
your baby mama.
Porked out your baby moms? They're like, you wouldn't snitch on them? I was like, no, I would do them dirty.
Hey.
You'd leave them on the street. But because I mean, getting the cops to do your dirty work is basically saying you ain't man enough to handle your own stuff on your own. So basically, you know, but a lot of people don't believe in that. Most people don't have any morals. A lot of things in this world shows that most people don't have no morals. So if you're someone that your whole career has talked down on snitches, and then a snitch say, hey, I'll give you $500K for a verse. Like, nah, I ain't working with no snitch. I'll give you $1 million. Ain't working with no snitch. 1.5 million. No. 2 million. Well, you know, I could use 2 million.
Exactly.
So it's basically saying that he's a punk because he has no morals. So he could be
price on
bought.
it.
That's what Boosie was saying. They said, like I told you, it was the weird video of like him cuddling with 6ix9ine, and it's like you got 2 million to do a feature with a rat. Now, if 6ix9ine got big money from doing his Spanish songs, if he's like, hey, I'll give you 10 million to smack your butt and put it on my OnlyFans.
You ain't gonna take that.
What is not gonna take that? Because money, business is business. Business is business. That's like business is business.
Nah, man, that's not the business you want to do.
Let 6ix9ine.
You got to do business that makes sense. That's not business. That business doesn't make sense.
So you telling me if 6ix9ine is like, hey, Yak, let me snort a line of the finest cocaine
off your back,
off your butt.
That's
for $50K.
No, that's too much. That's too much. You going too far with it. You know, I can.
What do you mean too far?
Because with a song, that's doing
business is business.
That's doing.
I thought business was business.
I'm not gay for pay. I'm not gay for pay. This is music. So if you a snitch and the music makes sense. So if I got this music, you got your music, the fans want to see it. You paying the
fans. That's the thing though. The fans didn't want to see this.
Oh yeah,
a lot of people thought that Kodak was one of the last real street rappers left, but now they're finding out like he's a lot of these other goofies. So basically, if you're born after the year, if you're not a 90s baby, there's no hope for you. You're basically a lost soul that's been raised by the internet and you've been programmed by TikTok.
Are you surprised that there hasn't been that much backlash for Kodak? Because I honestly can say I haven't really seen people like go crazy. Besides Boosie and you, y'all two are the only people that's talking bad about it.
I see
no,
it.
Boosie, you and Bezu.
I see it in the comments. I see it in the comments a lot, but it's never like the first comment. The first comment will be like, why y'all ain't putting money in Yak's pocket? Don't worry how he feed his family.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like the same conversation they had with Adam 22. Like, is your business bad? Are you going broke? Like, you had to get your girl's OnlyFans popping by letting another dude pipe her. So they're saying, is Kodak down that bad? Is he gambling like Michael Jordan, where he would literally do anything to get some money to cover his debts?
Probably.
So it's like, it's one of those things, because it just seems like you shouldn't have a price to be goofy. Mm-hmm. You're like, I'm going to remain solid. Well, I'll give you $5 million to be a goofy. You know, maybe I could be a goofy for today. It's what?
You're a rapper already. You're already a goofy. They already say rappers are goofies.
Nah. But it just lets you know, like, if I was an artist and like that was someone that I was cool with and that was my friend, I wouldn't rock with him anymore because I couldn't trust him. Because it's like if we hanging out and something pop off, seems like Yak's already in the mode to look out for himself. So he's a non-trusted individual. So, but I've also heard that this is going to cause a lot of problems for him if he gets locked up again.
You think so?
Because basically they said that he's part of the Zoes.
Yeah. Zoe Mafia. It's like Zoe Mafia. It's like, it's not really like,
but this
it's like a branch off group.
Yeah. It's not a worldwide group. So he gets arrested all over the country. So when he gets arrested, he don't have no one to click up with. Cause he ain't a Blood, he ain't a Crip, he ain't GD, he ain't BD, he ain't Stone, he ain't none of that. He's some Florida stuff.
He got money. When you got money, people gonna be around you regardless. Hey,
6ix9ine had money, and what happened at was it LA Fitness?
Shoot, I mean that's different. But 6ix9ine.
Do you think what if that happens to Yak now?
That's not gonna happen.
Well, Yak's out, and people are like, this man's goofy. Let's try him. He's by himself. Let's jump him.
Then that's when Yak can catch a body. He'll be back on top of the game again.
No, but isn't he a felon? He can't have a gun.
You think
so?
He cares?
If he has a gun,
do you think he cares about having a gun?
And he uses it, then that's another gun case. And guess where he's going into jail? Where he has no friends.
How many brain cells do you think Yak actually has in his head?
used to think he had a lot, but it sounds like he's been hanging out with Steve-O doing whippets. Sounds like that's what he's been doing. I mean, I just don't understand what people like.
The streets is a myth. I told you, Gavin, it's a myth.
Well, no, I mean, the streets aren't a myth. It's just that what people don't understand is that 80% of people listen to music have never even been in the streets or been around the streets.
Mm-hmm.
So their opinion is really irrelevant. And it's like when people know what should it be okay
True.
and what shouldn't be okay,
But
they just choose to do whatever.
But at the same time, if you're a celebrity and they say celebrities, you shouldn't go back to the hood because you don't get shot. You shouldn't be doing so you shouldn't even be around people that even believe in the snitch culture. Anybody that believes in, like, if you snitch, then you shouldn't even be around them.
That's when you go when people call you a sellout too. So,
but you're a millionaire. It doesn't matter anymore. It's a double-edged sword. Either you die or you become a sellout. Either way it goes, you're something. You're a dead sellout or you're an alive sellout.
I mean, people got the reasons to justify anything.
Pretty much.
I mean, you can justify, that's like when people kill their spouses because they have an insurance policy. I had an insurance policy. I needed that money. I don't care that it was my wife.
True that.
You know, but it's like, and then it's like, would you want that person to be your friend? I wouldn't really be like, if I knew someone that murked their significant other and got away with it, I wouldn't be like, I wouldn't feel even comfortable hanging around that person. Be like, if I get in the bad page with this person, they might try to murk me and get away with it.
So how far are you taking the snitching thing? If somebody in your family snitches, are you letting them in your house or inviting them to the family cookout?
I wouldn't invite them to my house or anything, but if there's like
you went to your house?
If there's like a family gathering at like a park and everyone's gonna be there, you can't be like, oh, you gotta tell Mike that he's not allowed.
He a snitch.
Because he snitched. But some families that are real deal families would be like that. They'd be like, hey, Mike better not come. He's gonna get jumped. Mike can't come to the family dinner. He know what he did.
Okay, so that's that. Okay, so what
it's
about
just, you got to know your family.
So what about at work? So what if at work? What if you know somebody at work is a snitch? He didn't snitch at work. He snitched. He snitched.
You snitched at work or in the streets?
On some street stuff, but he just happened to work at your job.
Then I wouldn't trust him to anything to do because people always cut corners at work. That's not the man that you let know that you're doing it.
But you do know they say about people that cut corners at work, they say like the laziest people at work get the farthest in life. That's why Elon Musk actually hired a whole bunch of lazy people because he feels like lazy people find the shortcuts the fastest and they get the best results the fastest. So, I mean, that's what lazy people. But I know what you feel like. I wouldn't like the whole moral situation. I understand what you say, like the whole moral situations, but I feel like them, like if I'm not doing no crimes with you, then I mean I'm straight. Like in my eyes, I'm straight because I'm not gonna get in trouble. Like if I'm not gonna smoke no weed around you. I'm not gonna sell no weed around you. I'm not gonna do anything around you. I'm gonna just go to McDonald's, do some civilian stuff, and then come back home. Like we're gonna go to work. I'm gonna clock into work. We're gonna do this song. I'm gonna clock out of work. Don't talk to me.
Yeah, but it's a different type of work. It's not. Your work isn't connected. Like if you're an artist, your work is connected to the streets. So it's like, unless you want to be like a country singer or something. I'm just saying. A
lot of them do want to be country singers though.
But it's these.
And a lot of people are opportunists.
But a lot of people think that like, oh, the streets is a myth. No, what it is that the older people are tired of seeing of all these Fortnite kids in the comments. That's exactly what it is, because the people that are in their late 20s and early 30s, they just see the stuff and say, man, look at all this lost generation. It's a bunch of goofies. And they keep scrolling, where all the goofy little kids are the ones that are under there saying, snitch life, rat life forever, rat life in Fortnite. So it's like,
there's no rules.
Yeah, so of course, I mean, I guess that 5-year-old Timothy that lives in the suburbs is basically lays the rules for the streets now, if that's what you're telling me. If you're telling me that, then you don't, then you basically you tell me you're goofy without telling me you're goofy without telling me you're goofy. Because it's like, it's just, there's nothing to go from there.
And then so you see and like I said before, only people mad about this is you and Boosie, and we got to slide.
I'm not mad about it. I just think that he shouldn't get a free pass. Because you can't talk all this your whole career, and just because someone give you some money, you do it. I mean, what are we gonna see Kodak on the bank bus? Are they gonna see him walking in the street and be like, "Hey, Kodak, we're gonna give you $20K to hop in this bus and shake your cheeks"? Kodak be like, "I don't do that. I'll shoot you." And be like, "But what if we give you $100K?" He's like, "Maybe I'll shake a little cheeks." I'm just saying.
I can understand what you're saying. Like, I mean, but in that, I feel like everybody has a price. Like, no matter what, even if the toughest of dudes.
No, but that's the thing though. If you are a real human being with real morals and values, you can't be bought. But if you a phony, a big fat phony, you can be bought.
Okay. So I need you to comment below before we move on to the next slide.
That's just like people saying like, oh, like people thinking backdooring is cool. So making someone think that your friend and then like shooting them in the head when you're not looking just so you can hit a lick. Like what? That's what's cool nowadays.
That's what they do in Chicago all the time.
Nah,
they backdoor.
That's what the GDs
do.
The
051s. Didn't they 051 backdoor somebody?
Melly.
Yeah.
It wasn't 051 that got Melly. It was STL. I think there was a party in STL which they're clicked up with, but they were kind of having baby beefs. And then he was at a party where he probably shouldn't have been there, and he got smoked.
Ain't no honor.
But it wasn't his own people.
I told you this snitch is no, and then on top of that, there's no one set rules. Like it's you snitching if somebody go to jail, or it's snitching if it's not snitching if they die and you get caught for a crime and you can put everything on them. Like every time you turn around, it's a different way. Like this isn't snitching. This is
the easiest way I've heard break it down is if you do something that causes someone's jail time.
But what if they don't go to jail? So what if?
So basically, if you do anything that could impact someone's case or time. So if you're testifying against someone, that's snitching. And that's like what people say with 6ix9ine, like, oh, they did him dirty. Well, just because you got did dirty doesn't mean you get a get out of jail free snitch card. That's not what it means. In Chicago, if you're hanging out with your best friend and someone that's your opposition walks up and kills your best friend right next to you, you're not supposed to say a word.
That's not what FBG Butter said.
He snitched.
FBG Butter said, he killed my cousin in front of me.
Italian beef and Pepsi. Everyone knows. Everyone makes fun of him. But that's what they say. You're not supposed to do that. You want them free so you can get your get back. Because if you snitch on them and they go to jail, one, you ruin your reputation, and two, they're in jail, so you can't kill them. So that's what they say. You handle it. If something happens in the streets, you handle it in the streets. Just because someone got the ups on you don't mean that you go crying to the police. I mean, it's literally as simple as they teach you in kindergarten that tattletales is goofies. So it's like, did they stop teaching that in school?
Yes.
What happened in school is they stopped letting fighting happen. When I was in middle school, there used to be a fight every day. And then by the time I was in 8th grade, they put a no tolerance rule. So if you got in a fight, even if you defended yourself, you did alternative school from that point on for the entire rest of the school year.
Ain't nobody wanted to do that.
No one was fighting.
So what
no one was fighting anymore.
But if you snitched, it doesn't mean anything. You both get in trouble regardless.
What do you mean snitch?
Well, like if you got in a fight, like, I mean, why would you?
No, I'm saying I think that's what ruined people.
Yeah, pretty much.
Because people used to, like, if you ran your mouth, someone would put hands on you and teach you not to run your mouth. Or if you were gonna say something, you better be able to back it up.
So basically,
but nowadays, people can talk. And they're not worried about getting beat up because they're like, oh, he ain't going to do nothing. He don't want to go to alternative school.
It's basically no consequences. Like, it's no consequences for ratting. I mean, you got some people that, like, you know, the Richie Porters, he got popped. But, you know, you see 6ix9ine out here, nobody doing nothing.
I mean, he got banned from the rap game. He had to go to the Spanish side.
He's in the rap game now.
To make any music.
He's here now?
I wouldn't say that.
How many more songs?
Because it's 2/3 Spanish.
How many songs does he have to do in order? I mean, 2/3 Spanish. 6ix9ine's rapping in English. She's rapping in English. The only girl, there's only one person, the girl. She's rapping in Spanish.
Yeah, but I'm saying 2 Spanish artists and 1 American artist.
So how many songs does he have to do to be back in the rap game then? For you?
Well, he would actually have to get.
He's not gonna do.
He'd actually have to make rap music.
He's not gonna do a whole album.
Hasn't even been making rap music at all.
He's gonna make like 3-4 songs. That's it.
Yeah, if he starts making rap albums, but it's like, I don't think he's gonna get the views like that. I mean, a lot of people even say like Gunna beat the odds. He's still sold and stuff. Yeah, he's still sold compared to those know nothings that never sold anything. But compared to himself, he completely fell off. You don't go from going 250K first week on an album to selling less than 100. I mean, that might still be a win if they thought that he was gonna get 50.
But he got a new record. The FU Mean said they got a half a million units sold already.
That didn't change anything I said.
It's still a win. I mean, it's with the rap. I guess
he still went from selling 250 down to 100 because his reputation was tarnished. So no matter what, that most people are struggling to sell 100K. It doesn't mean. I mean, it's. He dropped off by more than half.
And he dropped off, but he's still up there with the best. Like he's on like with 30K views.
I just don't see how 50% drop in production is viewed as a success.
But Meek Mill's only sold 80K. He's up there with Meek Mill's.
Meek Mill's been fell off.
Meek Mill's, well, baby, and
Meek Mill's been a pool boy for 3 years. No one.
Dirk last album sold what, 120, 110,
130.
That's like
130, 140.
That's like 30, 40K more than him. That's not a lot. 30, 40K isn't a lot. You'd be like, oh yeah, I'm not much better than you.
But it still doesn't change what I said. That he was at 250 and he's down to 100. That's going down by more than 50%. I mean, you could say, oh well, he crapped on Coil Ray that sold 7K. I mean, that still doesn't change that his own sales dropped off by more than 50%.
But if your profit goes up, your sales drop off, your profit goes up.
That doesn't work like that.
It does, because if you went that, because remember the last album, he had the Push and P song with Drake in them, so he had features on that. He had to pay for the features. So basically, all that money you spent on that last album, you didn't spend it. You kept it all for yourself. Yeah, you sold less, but you made more in the back end. You made more money. So it depends on what do you consider the win.
I wouldn't say that he made more.
If he made more money, this album made more money than this made more money. He spent less money. He made more money off this album than the profit margin is more on this album than it was on the last album because he spent less and he made more. So basically, like you did
did you actually see that somewhere?
If he had it's a proven fact. You have no features on it. You have no features on it. But all his music videos is like his music videos aren't basically like up the wall. It's not like the ski song where like it's a whole bunch of people, things going around, colorful bitches everywhere. It's like he's at a yacht party, video. He's driving around in his car, video, black and white. It's not like he spent a lot of money on the video. So you can tell by looking at the video, he's not spending as much money as he did on the last year videos. The Push and P video is he spent a lot more money on the Push and P video than the Fuck You Mean video. You can tell that. It's just he spent less. So it depends on what you mean. Like business wise, what do you consider business wise as a win? Is it how much money you make and how much the profit margins, or is it compared to what you did last year? Total sales, and he won.
What do you mean? He dropped off by 50%.
Oh, so total sales. You going by total sales?
He went from 250 to below 100. I still don't. That's not a win.
But if I go to you and be like, okay, yeah, I did that, but then last year I spent $50, but
it still doesn't change anything. Like you could talk about profit margins, but it's still people saying that he won, but you could see that it completely affected him. So that's not true.
But he made more money. It's about making money. He's made more money, and on top of that, people are talking about the whole.
I don't believe that. I'd have to see the numbers.
You can look at it and tell. You can do on the whole thing.
Production costs a lot of money. Who did he use as his producers?
He didn't use the same. But production, you have productions, you have features, you have music videos, you got promotional things. You did a lot more things. You did a lot more. Like you had to meet doing video songs with rappers costs money. So just by eliminating that, you save
even
money.
If you have a bigger profit margin per unit, if you still sell 40% of what you sold the last time, I don't know that you still come out ahead.
But nobody's gonna say that. Like you remember how we said, like if you go to an interview and you be like, yeah, I got 3 top 10 albums. Like yeah, your last top 10 album you dropped with Coil Ray. So
Charlemagne does that.
Exactly.
He likes to do that to people.
Yeah, like they do like dumb things like that. Like they try to. So like basically,
Charlemagne tries to hurt people's feelings.
Basically, you wouldn't say like last year we did this. We had 250 copies sold last time, But this time it's like a lot less. You're gonna come in there saying, oh yeah, we spent $50, but we made $700 million. That sounds a lot better than, oh, I sold 250K and I sold 80K. If I come in and say, oh, well, I spent $50, but I got 700 million, that sounds like I know business. I know something. I came up with money.
No, he doesn't know anything.
But that's a win. In the business world, that's a win. You spend 50, you make 700, that's not a win?
But you were just making up numbers. You don't have any real numbers.
Well, it's a profit. Like, basically, like, you spent less, you made more. That's what basically I'm saying. Like, no matter what, you spent less and made more. If I tell somebody I spent less and I made more than anybody, they're gonna like that, because everybody wants to save money and make more money than.
Yeah, but he spent less, but he made way less.
He made way less compared to his last album, but he
So it's like, I don't know. Do you want to count it a win because he sold more than zero, or do you want to? Like,
I count it as a win if I spent 500K I spent 5K on this whole album, making the whole album, but I made 7 million. That's a win for me.
Plus, I think he got most of his views off of promotion from the court case. So he probably got more promotion than anything, and he still did terrible compared to what he did before.
But that's free promotion. That's like Donald Trump on the whole.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Like, if Donald, like when the news talks about Donald Trump, they talk about him every day, and it actually ends up in reverse as in like helping him. And I'm saying he got all that help for over a year, talking about him every single day. Every single day on No Jumper News, it's an update. Every single day on all those other channels, it's an update. And he still did severely below what he did before.
Okay.
So it's like you got all the press of the world and still sold about 40% of what you did before.
But then if you turn around and say, okay, but my boss, which is Young Thug, he did the same thing. And Gunna sold more than Young Thug. And Young Thug dropped twice back to back. So what you say then?
He didn't sell more.
He sold more than what's good? They did say it sold more. And
Not
they said it was better.
week.
And he said it was better. Everybody said it was better.
Thug sold like 105.
What?
Gunna sold like
the first
80.
time or the second time? So the first, remember he dropped back to back. Young Thug dropped the first week, then
that's why I hate deluxes, because it's like, why are you counting? Yeah, I don't know if it all counts as one or if it's one or the other.
So I mean, if you do it separately, he sold more than the first one. He didn't sell more than the second one, but he went back to back. So I
I still don't care. He's still a goofy. He's still gonna get treated. He's probably gonna get, if Young Thug gets out of jail and says his piece, he's probably gonna get touched in the streets. So he could do all the working out that he wants and get as skinny as he wants, but still bullet holes go through you. So at the end of the day, just keep your head on a swivel, Gunner, because it's coming.
I mean, they already said it in the 21 Savage. No, the Meezy said it, which was 21 Savage's manager said that everybody in Atlanta is just gonna leave it alone until Young Thug get out of jail. They're not gonna touch Gunna. They're not gonna do anything. They're not gonna believe it. Not gonna believe it because they don't know.
Because they think that if Thug is still making money off of this man, then we're gonna leave it alone. But if Thug comes out and says, I don't care if I'm making money off this man threw me under the bus, he's a goofy, he might have to move.
You might have to, but you got some time to wait. Because I said the court comes next year.
That's the thing, though, is like you could also, it's like, yeah, if he gets rich, if he gets killed, then what? It doesn't matter.
True that. But now
so that's the dangerous that you run with the streets. You could keep on doing goofy shit, but then when you get hit with a 30 clip, that stiffs. It's just end of story.
But he's not gonna be in the black neighborhoods. He's not gonna be in the hood.
It doesn't matter. Doug was at the Gucci store when he got hit with 30 holes.
But he's in the Gucci store in Chicago.
Yeah, the place where they hadn't had a crime like that in like 20, 30 years.
Definitely get him regardless. They had money on his head. But the whole Gunna thing,
exactly.
Nobody's gonna have money.
That's a Thug would have money on his head. Thug has that type of money.
Nah.
I mean, this is type. I mean, Thug tried to get Lil Wayne killed.
It's too many people. It's like 13 people that they took the plea deal.
I mean, we're just talking about the whole thing with P. Rico is finally getting settled. So Thug's on that time.
And then what? P. Rico, Roscoe, Pee Wee Roscoe.
No, that P. Rico dude that he had shoot the Lil Wayne's tour bus.
Pee Wee Roscoe. That's Pee Wee Roscoe.
Oh well, he also goes by P. Rico.
Yeah, he's been in and out of jail. He just got arrested again.
No, but I mean that's a hit. You said he's not that stuff wouldn't happen,
But
and it's
then-
literally in their history that stuff's
so
happened.
the dude that originally said that snitched, he's out of jail and he's doing videos right now saying I ain't scared of nobody. Duke, that means Duke finna die. It's a lot of people that they released 13 people or something like that. That means all of them are dying. Gunna not just dying. That means Duke. I listen to Duke. I don't listen to Duke rapping.
I haven't listened to Duke
But
anymore.
you know, that means he's gonna pop. He's gonna get popped. That means all of them's gonna get popped.
That's the way it goes in the streets.
I don't see that happening. But if it happens, it happens. But I doubt that because it would already
Well, I
happened
mean,
already.
it's too hot. They're not gonna do it when stuff's hot. I mean, that's why you see sometimes people that are beefing. It's like they cool off. They're gonna act like they ain't do nothing for 2 years, and then randomly 3 years later they get gunned down by something where they don't even. Oh, they were just at the over here, and some random car pulled up on them and laid them down.
This could be. It's possible.
And plus, with the way that celebrities drop their location so much, people ain't really hard to track down.
We'll see. But I mean, in 2 more years.
But I mean, it's all cool if you are if you want to be a TikTok Fortnite kid and condone snitching and listen to I guess the Karens run the streets now because everyone's listening to like 10-year-old Ashley saying that streets are dead.
I mean, hey, and then you got Boosie right here on the next slide saying he don't condone snitching. He don't care what you say. It is what it is. We got a video right here. Play the video.
That nigga Yak fucked me up. I wonder how all them Zoes feel, dog. I know them Zoes fucked up right now. I know the state of Florida fucked up right now. This nigga ain't got no morals, don't got no principles. Damn. Thought that little nigga would like that, bro. Nigga ain't no street nigga at all. Damn. Fuck me up. Nigga hurt me with that one. Fuck me up. Give how much money you get?
Yeah, how much money did you give me? I mean,
When I've seen like on the blog sites where like they'll make fun of Boosie or people will be going at him in the comments. But then if I go on Boosie's page, every time he posts a video, everyone says he's one of the last real ones left. Like when he was going at Dwayne Wade and all those issues, like he ain't holding his tongue. He speaks out against what he believes is incorrect. And a lot of people, even though like he's older, he's just not popping in music like that. I mean, you're not going to be popping in music for 50 years consecutive. I don't know why everyone thinks that's what people can do. It's never happened. But everyone thanks him for his opinions and the way he speaks because he doesn't hold back and he keeps it real.
Well, I mean, his own daughter called him a snitch. The one we did, the Tory girl, she called him a snitch. She called a couple of his baby mama, and she called him a snitch because of that. And then on top of that, they say and on top of that, it's just the thing.
I mean, I don't know.
I don't even care no more.
You seem like you're like on the snitching and like you want to promote snitching. Like, is that the world you want to live in where people have no accountability? That like if people are doing anything at all, like they're looking just for the easiest way out and to take no accountability for their actions.
It depends. Like,
I mean, that's really the way the world's kind of going, anyways. Where it's a dog eat dog world.
I mean, like I feel like if I want to hang with you, then I gotta consider like, okay, is he morally this? Is he morally that? But then if I'm not trying to hang with you, I'm just trying to listen to your music. I don't care.
I've had a friend group personally affected by this. I mean, a couple of my friends were on let's just say a mission, and they got in trouble, and one snitched on the other. He got excommunicado,
and I'm sure
because we're gonna be like, why would you fold like that?
Okay.
Like you didn't even try. He didn't like this fool didn't even try to get out of it. He just folded immediately.
Okay.
And he wasn't. The thing is though, is he got a pass for not getting beat up, I guess you could say, because he wasn't really like that. This fool was like from like England,
So I give him. I mean,
yeah, and he didn't really grow up around any of that and stuff. So, but it was like even then, it's like fool. It's like we didn't expect you to know everything, but it's like for you to fold that quick, like nah, you done.
I mean, it's just too much. It's too many reasons to cut people off. It's just too
look,
much.
snitches is the reason that Nipsey got killed.
I mean,
you don't give snitches no extra chances, or there's always an exception because there's some special reason that's just okay just this one time. Nah, I mean, fam, that's not how it works.
They said that with that whole snitching on Nipsey Hussle thing, they said with that situation that he didn't snitch, and that's why he went to pop Nipsey, because he's like, you lying on me, you telling people in the hood that I snitch, and the people in the hood feel like you feel like if you snitch, we gotta fuck you up. And he was like, nah,
you gotta watch your cussing, fool.
I mean, you gotta mess me up. I'm gonna mess you up. So it was like, okay, you telling people I'm snitching, I didn't snitch, so now I gotta beat you up. That's what Whack 100 and all the California people said the reason why he ran up on Nipsey. But then people say he snitched, so I don't really know. But the whole snitching situation is like, it's just too much. Like people, like the whole R. Kelly situation. Like R. Kelly did something real wrong to girls, but I bet you take up R. Kelly right now on your Apple playlist, I bet he got more than 2,000 monthly listeners. So it's like,
I mean, Michael Jackson touched kids, and people still listen, allegedly.
Exactly. Nobody's following
allegations against him.
Following any rules. So it's like, nobody's following any rules. So I feel like I ain't got time. Like, I'm not gonna follow no rules if nobody's following rules. So if I like your music, you just happen to do some bad stuff, I know not to do no party with you.
That's why I don't believe in that's why most people these days don't believe in fighting anymore. Why am I gonna fight? Most people gonna pull a gun. It's either nothing or we're shooting each other.
That's why I just don't even bother with it. Don't even bother with it.
It's just crazy that everyone wants the world to be like that. They either want it to be on 0 or to be on 10. They want no in between.
Exactly. And I realized that I can't be on super real N-word, and I see like 85% of y'all not on super N-word. It just defeats the purpose. I just look retarded as hell, so I'm gonna just not mess with you. I'm gonna just do what I gotta do.
To me, it's actually the opposite thing. To me, it makes it easy to point out all the goofies. Because all these people condoning goofiness, it's like, all right, I can't trust this person, can't trust this person, can't trust this person, can't trust this person, because they're goofies.
True.
So it's like, to me, it's actually keep it going, because all the goofies are out in themselves.
But then when does it stop? What if it's like a Fortune 500 company, like with the whole McMill situation, when it's like, oh yeah, McMill says.
Well, then that's when you put out a mixtape called "The Last of a Dying Breed." I mean, it's facts. I mean, it's crazy that there's kids from suburbs now that are keeping it more real than street dudes.
So you don't think Diddy snitched with the whole gun situation when he shot up the club with the gun when he was with Jennifer Lopez and then China to take the charge?
I don't know. I don't even remember that situation. But since it's Diddy, he 100% snitched.
So you see people who want to show Diddy all the time.
That's not me. I'm not them.
It's just like so it's
just like your parents tell you when you were a kid, if you see someone jump off a roof, you're gonna do it too.
Is he offering me $2 billion?
So but I mean, it's literally that simple. You could go back to little kid story. It's literally that simple. We're gonna just stop. There's no argument that needs to happen after this one. When you are in freaking pre-K or kindergarten, they tell you what tattletales is not cool.
If you see somebody do monkeys, don't be a follower.
Don't be a follower, and then they tell you tattletales is goofies. And now all these kids, all these participation generation kids, that even if you finish 10th place in your sports league, you still get a trophy.
Exactly. So it don't matter no more.
Coming up.
So it doesn't matter.
No, it's
anymore.
just I'm not hanging out with no young people like that.
It's like and then like you see these people getting participation trophies. Like, you was trash. You didn't even play on the football team. You was on the bench the whole time. But now you feel like you the ish, like you didn't do anything.
That's why that's why the whole world's messed up. And it's just like, like teachers used to be able to discipline kids, and now you can't. And now you wonder why, they have a hard time getting teachers. You wonder why teachers don't want to go to work when there's videos of them getting punched in the face by kids every other week. So it just leads to a corrupt world. So it's like, do you want to try to have some morals or values, or are you just ready to go to Mad Max free for all, where it's just like looting and like Armageddon type stuff? Like, are we going to go to Planet of the Apes? Is this going to be, do we just need to go ahead and put on the siren so it could be like, what's the movie where for one day they allow you to kill people?
Oh, The Purge?
Yeah. Do we want to just honestly bring that in?
Pretty much.
So, I mean, that's people, but people don't want to take it that far. So people will say this and that, but then when you really break it down, they don't have no argument.
True.
Because it's like, that's the only answer then.
True.
If it's a free-for-all, let's make it a true free-for-all. Let's do a purge, and let's see if you're really about it to survive through the night.
True that. And then another thing, another reason
Most
why
people don't even know how to use weapons.
And then another reason why, like, this whole snitching situation, I don't really care about is because I remember growing up, my stepdad used to tell me, like, you got to take responsibilities for, like, what your own actions. So, like, if y'all all do some bad stuff and you get caught, don't snitch on them. And you take responsibilities. You shut the hell up and you just take that. But then once you start realizing that these people snitching still, you be like, I'm gonna just do everything by myself. So once I realize I need to do the crime by myself, I don't even care about you snitching because I'm doing it by myself. I don't care what you do.
But it's not even about committing crimes by yourself. It's like if you got a whole crew and then they try to get you for a RICO, you can all be a part of a crew but commit crimes each individually.
No,
but then they
going
get
down regardless.
But then say it's a crew that they're on a block and they have, all right, this guy's a stick up guy, this guy's a carjacker, this and that, and they all do it on their own. They never go with anyone else. But say the stick up guy gets locked up and he's like, hey, I could give you the info on these 2 carjackers. That's baloney, man. You got caught. They didn't get caught.
Exactly. That's baloney. That's why I do it by myself.
No, that's not it. I'm saying they did it by themselves.
No. He knows that he's gonna snitch on you because he knows the illegal things that you do. I'm not telling nobody nothing. Like, you ain't gonna know nothing that I do. Like, if I'm doing something, I'm not telling you at all.
But I mean, if it's
you don't think like Jesse's just a regular everyday pedestrian.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. If you're like most dudes like that, we talk like these rapper dudes, they're from a block, so it's like you're gonna know what the other guys are doing, even if you're just talking to, oh, my boy James. Oh, where's James? Oh, James is out there selling, I don't know, Percocet.
Because he talked too much. James shouldn't have been telling everybody. Just kept it to himself. But
No,
that's
what I'm saying. But it's just like, how scared are you going to be in life? Are you never going to get in a car because you can get in a car accident and die?
I'm never going to get in a car with a person if I'm going to do something illegal.
No, but I'm just saying, it's just like,
just never don't trust people no matter what you do. I don't care. You don't trust anybody because anybody can snitch. You seen Nino Brown, you seen they snitching on everybody. They snitching on you if you're own team. They snitching on you if you making more money than them and you an enemy op of this. They snitching on you. They snitching on you regardless.
I've even seen people lose their reputation for snitching on their op.
Hey,
I've seen that where they lost their whole career from. Well, that happened with Troy Ave.
What?
Troy Ave was involved in that shooting. He had a little bit of a buzz where like people were messing with him. They came out that he snitched, and then they're like, oh, and then some people try to do like 6ix9ine. Well, they beat him up. What do you expect him to do? Oh, well, it was his op. He didn't have no loyalty to his op. But then we got people out here like YFN Lucci who don't say nothing to nobody when he could have really messed up his ops.
And look at him holding it down, and nobody really doing nothing for him. He ain't there by himself. Come out with
his books is paid.
He's gonna come out with the same story. I was in jail, my books was paid, but nobody wrote me a letter. He's gonna be just like that.
No.
Yes, that's what usually always happens. They go to jail.
I follow his friends, and they said that they are great pen pals.
I hope
they re-up on stationery all the time.
It never ends. If people go out of jail, that doesn't happen. You hear the jail stories. That doesn't always happen. Majority of the time, they be like, I was in there by myself. Only one visit me was my mom and my grandma. That was it.
Then you a phony.
That's how it usually happens. It's all phony.
At the end of the day, you can spin it any way you want. If you condone snitching, you're the goofy's the goofy. You're the leader of the goof troop, and you should be dealt with by the LA Fitness goons.
It's like the whole Boston Richie. You see everybody still with Boston Richie.
No, his career. You could. That's what I'm saying. It's like no.
They still around him.
His career fell off huge.
I mean, he's still around.
This man went from having every time he dropped top 3 song on YouTube.
True.
Every time he dropped top 3 song. Now he's like 20-ish. You can't say that he wasn't affected. He was 100% affected.
I say he's still hanging around. You see, he's still hanging around his people.
Because they're broke.
He hanging around the rappers, Lil Tyler and them. Lil Tyler, he just did a whole video with
That's freshmen. They don't have a choice.
No. I sent you the picture. He did a picture. He took a picture of like all the top Florida rappers that's out right now It could have been business, but then I don't know if it wasn't business, but he was with them.
Well, it's just when I see the Florida rappers, most of the time they're going out sad, so I don't really expect much from them.
And then Brick Baby, the one on No Jumper, the dude with the dress, he says like it's like the only people that keep it real, I would say, and I've been looking it up, is Chicago, and they semi keep it real, but because I haven't found anything yet. But it's some people, it's like I don't know. But California, they hanging with snitches. Florida, you can tell they hanging with snitches. Texas, you see they hanging with snitches. In New York, you see they're hanging with snitches.
Yeah, because that's usually it's like they're too big to police themselves. Especially like when you go to this California gangs and they got like 2,000, 5,000 members. It's like you're not going to be able to keep that in order. But the thing is with Chicago, even though that, you know, there might be 1,000 of a certain or 5,000 of another one, they each kind of like break it down to their like subsets where there's like not that many. Like, yeah, you're a part of this nation that might be 8,000 of them in Chicago, but your block may only be like 15 people or 20 people.
True.
So if someone doesn't act right, it's like John Wick. They get excommunicado. They ain't allowed to be around nowhere. If they were maybe a super solid and did a bunch of other stuff, they might get left alone, but they ain't allowed to be around nothing. No parties, no nothing. So it's like they're basically it's isolated. You know, it's like when you're giving someone the silent treatment almost.
Okay, so that's what snitching. So what about THF Crack? So THF Crack get out of jail.
We can't go into that. Not on YouTube.
Okay, so what if everybody, basically anybody that has anything a different charge, you ain't got to talk about the charge, but all them other charges, people still listen to R. Kelly with all them nasty charges. People don't care about these rules. Like so what are you drawing the line at? Like you gonna be called a goofy regardless. Your rep gonna be taken regardless. Somebody gonna call you a goofy regardless. A girl, it's gonna be a girl out there. It's a girl out there right now that says Gavin ain't no real N-word. No real. I mean, even though you're not red, nigga, but you know, you're like, oh, he ain't no real one. He ain't Gavin. Ain't no somebody's calling you a phony. In any way, shape, or form, somebody's gonna be calling you a phony in something. So you can't be real in everything.
Just because someone, I mean, yeah, if you're not doing it right if you don't have haters. That's what they say. But just because you have haters doesn't mean you get to sell. You can't just sell. You can't just sell.
But who you can't cut up? You can't cut. You see Nicki Minaj still hanging with Mr. Petty and them. You see, exactly. It's weird. Like where you draw the line at?
But it's still other people don't affect what I do. So it doesn't matter. You could mention 1,000 other people. Just mentioning 1,000 goofies. It doesn't change anything.
A lot of goofies in the world.
Yeah, I'm just saying. It's like I think it's just nice because then you can see people that like
but people
defend this. It's just like when 6ix9ine got in trouble and they're like, oh, well, they pistol whipped him and they got on his baby moms, so he has no loyalty. I would have snitched too. That's not what it says. It says if you in the streets and you're doing street stuff, someone does something to you, you do something to them back. You don't go with your tail between your legs and cry to the police, oh, Mr. Officer, they hurt me.
True, but in the street rules they say you're not supposed to shoot kids. They shoot kids.
No, they don't really shoot kids on purpose. What happens is people will get excited that there's an op and they'll just let it spray. And then usually there might be someone in the area and they get hit by a random. But people ain't trying to do that to
You seen King Yella just dropped the video today. His baby mom was on the car with the baby. They seen him in the car. They popped him.
But that's what I'm saying. Is that what we want to go to?
Wavy Navy, the dude from QC, he got signed. He had the waving.
Just because stuff happens doesn't mean it's acceptable. That's just because, like, if you want to tell me a story about a serial killer, it doesn't mean that that's like cool.
Got a point, though. But I need you.
It's like those people that like, oh, well, they didn't snitch on me, so I don't got no problem with them. Well, what if it's a child predator? They didn't touch my kid. I'm gonna not pay no attention.
Nobody cares. Exactly. That's what they do. That's exactly what they're doing with Mr. Petty.
No.
You see Mr. Petty's around.
I don't know who Mr. Petty is.
Nicki Minaj's baby daddy.
Oh.
Husband.
But he's not around. He's around her. He's not around stuff.
He's around people. He doesn't want to register himself at all. He wants to be, and that's what the neighborhood wants to kick him out.
Exactly. So he's not accepted.
That's them, but everybody, it just depends. I guess it just depends how much money you got. Because if you got money, then people
sometimes money can't fix something when it's that serious. That's why Nicki Minaj is kind of like not putting out that much music and doing a song here or there because she's fighting that case. She's dropping the album. She's fighting that case, and that might be a distraction because she's having a tough time because apparently she's even allegedly tried to do witness intimidation, where they've tried to pay people to get up on. What's crazy is her spouse allegedly did something to a woman that's terrible, and then it's like they're still harassing that same woman.
Exactly.
So that woman is like,
it's just none of this stuff makes sense.
So, yeah, well, it's like we know it's just like with men and women. There's
it's like with
there's double standards.
It's like with Future and Dirk. You say Future and Dirk is real ones, but I can show you 7 million girls that say if you chill with Future and Dirk, you a goofy because they don't respect women, they don't respect black women, yada yada yada.
That's every rapper.
It's always gonna be something.
Well, I mean, people, if you're famous enough, they'll find something to hate on you about. That's gonna happen regardless.
But you don't want that.
But you don't want something that's like a permanent stick. Like you could have a bad album, and then people are like, "Oh, that wasn't that good." But if you come out with the fire album a year later, they're like, "Oh man, he's back on his ish." But if you snitch a year later, you're still a snitch. It doesn't change it. You can't fix that. It's not a fixable thing.
And if you touch people, if you Trey Songz is still Trey Songz, eh?
I don't even know what happened to Trey Songz. Trey Songz is bad, man. He's been preying on people since I was in middle school.
He's still out here. Remember that song? I go girl if you're thirsty, make it say ah.
You were saying ah.
Boss, moving on, man.
Just comment below. Are you a year 2000s kid that plays Fortnite so you condone snitching? Do you also paint your fingernails? Because usually if you condone snitching, you probably paint your fingernails.
Pretty much.
And you probably act like Tom Holland. So if you're a person that's, but that's also common in Florida. So
let's see how it goes. It's a lot of them.
I heard the Zoes is a bunch of.
You're on with that one. But moving on to the next topic here.
Wait, what happened? You talk about people getting touched. Didn't Kodak's friend get his head cut off? Because he snitched?
I don't know what he got his head cut off for, though. I think he was like disloyal. It's like, it's weird. Difference. It's not.
So it's like,
it's weird. They
might cut
weird.
Kodak's head off.
Nah.
On the next episode of Dragon Ball Z, will Kodak get his head cut off?
It's like, it's weird. Like, it's disloyalty if you like, you over there talking to ops. Like, it's like they rank it differently. Like, snitching is one thing, but if you fuck my baby mama, it's way worse. It's like some crazy shit.
It's
like
that. They will see if they're taking loyalty way more serious. Then what is this fool doing? Being
loyalty
a goofy.
in your crew. It's in your crew. If you're not in your crew, it doesn't matter. Like what Michael Hunter said, like I don't care. Like I don't care about my crew. I care about loyalty in my crew. I don't care about loyalty around y'all people over here. So if I'm a blood, if all my bloods to be real in words. But if you a Crip and you over there snitching, that is us on you and your prerogative, and that's for your crew to handle. That is not for me to handle. I ain't got nothing to do with that. But if you got so much money on me and the business look right and yada yada yada, then I go to your burger shop and buy a burger and take a picture.
I can't wait if we make it big on YouTube. I'm gonna be like Mr. Beast. I'm gonna go and be like, all right, you said that he got paid, so business is business. So we tracked you down to your house. I will give you $100K to put a giant butt plug
in your butt. Somebody might. They might. I mean, it's a price for everything. Everybody got a price for something. It's a price for everything.
Not me.
It's a price for everything for certain things. Like, you may not do that, but you probably remember we paid that one dude to eat a jar of ranch.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of what rich people do. They pay people to see what they could get them to do. That's why I'm like, Kodak, don't be in there snuggling with 6ix9ine, man. Let him breathing on your neck and like look like he's kissing your cheek, man. That's a little suspect. I know Florida's all about brotherly love, but that's the wrong type of brotherly love.
True. And then, like you said earlier, like his albums don't really be selling like that. So even though they consider him the top, he still don't sell his last two albums.
Maybe it's like what happened to Boosie. They said Yak made fun of Boosie because he was like, he went to jail and he started putting like vehicles up for sale.
True.
And then it's like, well, did you get in trouble? You've been in trouble a lot lately. Maybe you got court fees. Maybe you did a song with the snitch because you're running out of money.
True
so
that.
It might be the pot calling the kettle black. So
there you go. I mean, hey, So, you know, we'll see how it is, man. Comment below, let us know how you feel, but it's time to get to the story of the day. The story we all been waiting for. Gavins.
No, I don't. No, don't even do that. This is Goofy from 63rd. Has been holding pockets since day one. 10 years ago, we know he was a little booty pirate. Chicago rapper King Lil Jay addresses Goofy claims after a video of a male inmate allegedly sitting on his lap. And then he eventually choked this inmate out because they didn't want to sit on that for so long. So let's watch the video and see what happened.
Sit on his lap. And why is he sitting on his lap? I thought jails was like, I thought it was all male rooms, all female rooms. So this can't be a female.
You know, that's a dude.
But see, so you won't hang with a snitch, but you hang with that?
No, why do you keep on trying to put me in this situation?
Not you, but people.
He's probably giving them ramen.
Taking them out of church.
Yeah. Giving their confessions.
Is this still going on? They still talking. He's still sitting on his lap, and he talking to him normal. Like he got his hand in his pants, talking to him. He real cozy with it, talking to him.
I think he's trying to get a 2-for-1 special.
Hard. We'll see. This is disturbing. But man, looks like here, Lil Jay is back in jail after serving. I think he did like 7 or 8 years.
He was gone for like 7 or 8 years, and
came
pretty
out,
much since like year 1, there was rumors of him being fruity, and they never stopped. And even his own, it got so bad that even some of his own guys started dissing him.
You seen the video? Seen King Yella? King Yella talked about him trying to kiss him.
Yeah,
he's like, these dudes pop pills. They be because it's these pills they be popping.
Yeah, it's weird. I've seen that video with King Yella where he said, you know, Lil Jay used to pop some pills and be out of his mind, and he'd try to be too friendly. And he said didn't he say he had to like almost beat him up one time because he was getting too close?
Probably doing a little too much, man, a little too friendly.
But he got out of jail, he dissed everybody, and then he went right back into jail, and he's right back to being a booty bandit.
He had to go back home. He had a date.
Probably. But if you want to check out more on this, there's videos on the internet where they showed where he choked out a pocket holder, and they're like, well, what happened? Why'd he grab you? And they're like, because I didn't give him no attention. You know how that go. And
is that what you got out? Is that what you got out of that video?
I mean, it was something like that. Yeah.
It was like he wanted me to come over there. He basically wanted me to talk to him, but I wasn't trying to listen to him. And he just like choked him out. And then there was another video. Lil Jay's like, how do you feel about all these Chicago videos that's been like randomly popping out, like King Von fighting? You see Lil Jay fight. You see Jay fighting or doing some such stuff.
Yeah, I don't appreciate how they try to put dirt on Von's name. And really all these guys, no matter what side they're on, they try to make them look bad. I mean, Lil Jay, this is known. So what are you gonna say?
I mean, did you know it's bad?
No, I knew. Yeah, everyone knew. I mean, that's what I'm saying. It's just funny to see the videos, but it's just like a lot of these cops that are in there, the detectives that are arresting people, the ones in the jails, they're all fans of them. So it's like they have fun. Like they'll know, like, oh, we got this guy locked up. Oh, we know that he's a BD. Well, let's put him on a block that has like 10 GDs and so he'll be by himself. They're gonna jump him. They're gonna because maybe that guy that they arrested, maybe he was a little rough with them when they arrested him. Like, all right, you want to play it rough? We're gonna put you on a whole cell block where you have no homies. They about to murk you. They do that stuff in Chicago. So sometimes they know how to play those games back where they'll say this or that and to do it. But I don't understand. At first they said that Vaughn was trying to say that he was Rainbow to get to PC to fight Lil Jay. But then they said he didn't go because he was running away from him. So was he trying to fight him or trying to run away from him? I don't know. I would say that he's not trying to run away from him, because how many videos have we seen Vaughn be active where he literally is on site? The moment he sees someone that he's not cool with, he's jumping on him. And that one video that leaked where he ran up on that dude in the corner and started beating on him, that was a dude from like the 63rd side that had like a FLA.
I've seen that.
L.A. Capone tattoo or
They had
something.
they dropped another video today of Von fighting.
So Von wasn't going for that. You got a tattoo saying "F my homie that's not living anymore." You get in the beats, and then it's like even in Chicago, like they still have their codes in there.
They don't snitch at all
because it's like
none of them snitch. They be like nothing.
Even the dude that got beat up, he was like, "Man, you know how it goes. I ain't got nothing to say."
Mm-hmm. Because you can get beat up even worse.
And then they'll be like, "Well, are you injured?" Nah. Got nothing to say, and every interview was the same.
You know, and I've been watching these videos, and the way they be talking about, oh yeah, I'll beating everybody up. These fights really don't be that long. They really, like, you see these fights be like all of like 7-10 seconds, and then they break it up.
Well, it depends. Like if they're just like in the hallways and they catch someone, that's dumb because there's usually guards right there with them, so it's gonna break it up immediately. But it's like whenever they get, what is it? When they get like their recess, what is it called?
Yeah, with the yard.
Yeah, isn't a certain term
when they go out? I mean, do you
don't know?
You don't know everybody don't got a yard. That's prison. Prison has a yard. Jail don't. I mean, most jails don't have a yard.
Yeah,
like you just have this, and then you have like a basketball
That's
court.
what I mean. It's like where they open it and they let them just like hang out and play cards and stuff. It's called like free time or something. There's an exact term for it.
Yeah,
I forget the name of it, but it's like that's where the beatings happen. It'll be real bad because sometimes they'll only have like one guy watching, and he might be on a little thing that's up high, so it's like he's got to get down and buzz for other ones to get in there. So sometimes that's where you see people get shanked and stuff. Yeah. It's in these times because when they're in the close quarters in those small hallways, they got too many guards right there. They break up that stuff right away.
I don't know, but I seen three King Von fights this week alone, and each fight they broke it up like this. The fight they fought when we took the cuffs off his hand.
Yeah.
Then the fight where he caught the dude in the barbershop hallway, where him and his homeboy jumped the dude, and then they dropped another video when they in the room just like this, and like they closer to the stairs, and King Von walk up on somebody while he was talking to everybody else, and he punched him like 6-7 times, and then like everybody just grab him, break him up.
Yeah. So I mean. I think people trying to hate on that man because you know that he's on go time. I mean, we know that's the way he was. So let that man rest. There's really no reason to speak on him. This Lil Jay stuff, we've known about it forever.
I had another video. I had the Say Cheese video with Lil Jay. And he was talking about the whole, I ain't like that. When Cheese asked him like, oh, we heard you be going to church and everything in jail. He's like, nah, I don't be doing none of that stuff. He tried to deny it.
What's weird for me is most people, when they go to jail, they get more in shape and skinnier. They're not eating as much and they're working out all the time. Lil Jay is the only person I've seen that go into jail to gain weight and become less athletic.
He's happy getting his happy weight. He's billionaire.
I guess so, man. He must be having dates every night. He must be eating real good.
I mean, you see, I seen 2 of them that he messed with.
When he was free, I mean, this man was built like Kevin Durant. He was like a stick figure. He goes to jail for 8 years and he's got a Gucci belly. It's like, what are you drinking? What is that jail punch?
None of that stuff. See, it's just
toilet punch.
It's just too much going on, man. We gonna keep y'all updated about this. It's crazy how everybody picking up, even everybody in this whole crew. But it looks like we got the mistrial of the year. We got YNW Melly. He got the mistrial this past week. If you didn't know, it's real good. I mean, we don't know what's gonna happen right now. Allegedly, his lawyer has 90 days to request for a speedy trial, so they can get the court within the next 3 months. They haven't made a decision yet. They're supposed to be making it up on this coming Friday, so we gonna know. But it looks like here. Melly's mom said that 9 people said that Melly was not guilty. 3 of them said that he was guilty, and they didn't budge from that. So it's a mistrial. And
you know what haters, man.
You know what the death penalty? All you need is 4. So he was 1 person shot from getting the death. He could have lost by 1 person. So that's what it makes it say, oh, it was a lot. But more people said he was not guilty than guilty.
So even if they had more people saying that he was.
You don't need
not guilty than guilty, then he could still get the death penalty.
You don't need an 8-4 verdict. You don't need 8-4 verdict to get a death penalty. Everybody doesn't have to.
That doesn't make any sense. That's why the court system in America sucks because they say, oh, well, you get to get judged by a jury of your peers. Well, I don't know about y'all, but a lot of my peers in whatever city that you live in, they're D to Ds. So basically, your future is getting your whole life is getting decided by 5 entities. And some people can say that, I'm going to take this case seriously, and they're going to, you know, try. And then some people are like, I'm just trying to get this over as fast as I can.
So
I don't care.
Which one you doing? You doing judge by lawyer? You doing judge by trial? You doing judge by 12 or judge by 1? Judge by 1 or judge by the judge? The judge does everything. Or you want the 12 people? Because they give you that option. Which one you picking?
I'd probably go off my lawyer. If he knows that he's good enough to make it like a pretty easy thing where the judge knows the rules and he's like, all right, I got him, checkmate with the rules, then you might do that. But if you know that it may be a tough case, you may take it to a jury because you might feel like that the people in the jury are not that smart, so they might be easily tricked. I mean, because honestly, it's just random people. It's not like when there's a jury trial, it's like 8 people that all have college degrees. I mean, it's literally 8 random people. You could get a school teacher, a plumber, a custodian, a guy that works at Subway, like, and those people have your fate in their hands. Mm-hmm. So, I mean,
pretty much. But we got 100 track over here with a little interview talking to one of the people with the courthouse. Let's see what he had to say.
We just heard from the judge that this was a mistrial, and that the jury could not come to a unanimous decision. And Track, tell us, you are the manager for YNW Melly. What's your reaction to the mistrial?
I mean, I'm happy with it. You know what I'm saying? It's not the verdict we would want, of course, but you know, it's a second chance, and I take that literal for everything. Second chance at life, second chance for a better defense. So, you know, I'm excited. I really feel like Melly's coming home. Ben felt like that, but it's just, you know, confirmed it.
Have you had a chance to talk to Melly since he's been during this trial, and whether or not, you know, what his reaction would be to a mistrial?
I mean, you know, they took his phone privileges a long time ago before we even got to this case, so no. But I'm pretty sure he's patient, you know what I'm saying? He's going to get into his music, you know, write more, get into praying, and just because he know he's coming home. So if it's not today or tomorrow, it's definitely going to be soon, real soon.
Have you had a chance to talk to any of the other family members since the mistrial was called, or do you know how they would feel about it?
No, because it just happened. So, you know, I'm pretty sure, like, everybody would feeling the same way I feel. You know, as long it's not a guilty verdict, you know what I'm saying? It's way more ensuring than that. So, you know, we're pretty much just ready for the next go-around.
All right. Thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us today.
No problem. You have a good day. Melly coming home 2023.
Melly come on 2023. I mean, 3 months. That's what? That's 10. 2 months after. It's possible.
You think that they're gonna want to try to take him to court again?
Yeah, they take him to court again. This ain't over with. This
I mean, no, but I'm saying they don't have to.
They are taking him. The state wants to get him down. They want him. You already know. Like FYBJ man say. You know what that means. It hit different when you like this. They ain't letting you free. You already know they ain't for letting him free.
I feel like that the judge shot himself in his foot on this case because I feel like they could tell that the judge wanted a guilty verdict, but then the judge was so mean that I bet you some of the jury people are like, I don't care what evidence comes, that fool's free.
True, but they're saying
because he was trying to throw everyone in contempt of court, and then he's like, you know, don't speak unless spoken to, or he would be like real rude, like, did I say you could speak, or look in my eyes when I'm talking to you. Like he was just like the biggest jerk of all jerks. Honestly, if I had a judge, unless it was someone committing a act I can't name, pretty much anything else, you know, I'm gonna say that person free, just to spite that judge.
All right, but I mean, they're saying when they do the mistrial, when they have the trial again, it doesn't have to be the same judge. You don't have to have the same lawyers, the same defense, like everything that happened. It doesn't. It's a redo. It's basic, but you don't have to do everything the same again.
No, I heard that with the people testifying, with the witnesses, that they might have the option to either come again or for them just to play the video with the transcripts of their, you know,
of what
from
they
this
said.
case.
So they won't get so they won't get I think perjurized. Is this guy perjury? Perjury and go to jail for contempt. Lying in court and everything.
I think that they usually try to bring them in, but if they say that they're busy, then they just go off of their last testimony.
Because true, they saying that because they also
Shoot,
saying
if that judge was a jerk to me, and he's like, "Oh, we need you to come in again," I'm like, "I'm busy." You can look at what I said before.
True. Do what Fredo Bang's doing and be like, I ain't never get that subpoena letter.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, you see how it goes, man. I don't know. I mean, they're saying that they still got the I think Portland still has trial. His trial is October 11th, October 19th is coming up. I mean, some people saying that Portland would be the easier person to arrest because I mean, he's the person that gave the statement to the police officers. YNW Melly never talked to the police officers. He changed his clothes. He said it was a drive-by. He went to the police station. He did all this stuff. So you possibly can get a conviction out of him. Then you can get Melly because it's hard to get Melly right now. And then once you get Portland, you can possibly get him to flip on and be like, hey, if you want some time off your life sentence.
I thought it was funny when she asked Track the question. She was like, "What do you think how the families feel about this?" And he's like, "They want Melly to be free." And it's like, "No, they don't." He's like, "They want the same thing that I want, Melly to be free."
All right, well, I mean, it's just sad. I mean, I don't know.
I wonder if he didn't hear her or he was just trolling.
It's 100 Track. He be talking in his whole. He swear he a rapper.
But he be talking so low. He's a little fake Quavo.
But he be talking. I don't like him because he be talking in riddles, and it just never make any sense.
He doesn't seem like a solid dude.
And then they're saying that allegedly after the whole situation, they gave the gun to 100 Track and Fredo Bangs, and Fredo Bangs and 100 Track got rid of it and Bora Bora and threw it in the water.
That's what private jets get you.
See, but I mean, I don't know what's going on, man. I want YNW Melly to be free. People saying that he ain't gonna be free. I mean, it's looking real. They can't really prove anything, but I mean,
I think he's gonna be free.
You think so? They got? They said they're getting more evidence. Like now they have the fight into it and everything.
I even heard that the evidence and some of the way that they got the evidence was dang near grounds to get the case thrown out. So I don't know if they want to keep on doing that and then actually reach that limit of where it gets thrown out. Because if you get a mistrial and then it thrown out by dumb practices, like that's it. It's just over. He's free.
Well, no, but they said about that. They said it's two different mistrials. You have a mistrial and the state fucks up, then they can throw the whole court case away. But if it's a mistrial and the defense calls a mistrial because they won, then they get a second chance. But they said you can do a mistrial a bunch of times. There's no set number of mistrials you can do. It just depends on. I mean, I really wouldn't think they'd do it more than 3 times.
I don't know. I've usually, and this is just from TV shows, I've only really seen twice, where if it's a mistrial, they try again, and then it's usually innocent or guilty, and then that's it.
Is it like the same? Do they get the same? And then they say the same judge, the same lawyer. They say these lawyers cost a lot, so we don't even know if you don't have the same lawyers. But we gonna see. And he had. I mean, if YNW Melly drop an album by the time this year over with,
he'll be back on top.
He'll be back on top. He'll be able to pay for his lawyer fees and everything. But
he'll be like OJ, like murder on my mind if I did it.
And then get out and write a book.
Yeah.
But comment below. Let us know how you feel about this whole situation. Is it free? It's still free YNW Melly? Do you think he did it and the cops just can't prove it? It is what it is. But looks like here we got the GOAT of all GOATs, Michael J. Jeffrey Jordan. Looks like he's selling the Hornets team for $3 billion. Looks like allegedly they're saying it's because of gambling problems. McColl's didn't want to believe me. But after shoving 50 videos on YouTube of Jordan and his bad gambling debt, I think I finally coerced my cause.
It doesn't change anything.
You still don't believe it?
No, I think he'll still be fine. I mean,
are you surprised?
What, that he's getting rid of the Hornets?
No, are you surprised that he's still a trash gambler?
I don't know, because even with all the reports that we saw, none of them was from an official source. It's all kind of hearsay.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really, there's no facts there. It's just what people are saying. They're just thinking that because he sold a guy, the team, to a business partner, and it was a business partner that he was in dealings with. And apparently, if you all remember back with the GameStop stocks and the business is shorting them, and all of the people trying to pump up the GameStop stocks to kill all these hedge funds dudes. Well, Michael Jordan was a part of that. He was a part of those hedge funds investments. So apparently him and his good investment buddy lost all their dang near their money, and Michael owed his friend, and then his friend owed someone else.
Mm-hmm.
And supposedly some other dude that's like a billionaire, like a dude that has like 50 billion, got them out of it, so that way they just wouldn't incur like crazy amounts of interest to where it would get to an amount that they could never pay back. He paid it off for him, but then his friend still needed money, so Michael didn't have anything to give him, so he sold him the team.
And I mean, with that,
but they said he's getting $3 billion for it, and he paid like 110 million for it. So I mean, his profits out the wazoo. So I don't know if he's gonna have to give that whole thing away to cover his debt. But we'll see. And even if he has to give away most of it, he's bringing in close to half $500 million a year from Nike. So hopefully,
but shouldn't his net worth be more than what it is? Then they said Michael Jordan's net worth is what, like.
I don't believe, because most people, when they say the net worths, everyone says that they're wrong.
Mm-hmm.
So I wouldn't really go off of net worths, because even smaller celebrities, when they're like, Sway Lee, Forbes says that you're worth 20 million, and she's like, I got 20 million in my checking account. That's not even counting my properties or this or that. So they always say that's off. So I don't know. I think Michael will do all right. He's got a lifetime deal with Nike and Jordan, and Nikes and Jordans especially Jordans, are popular as they've ever been. So I think he'll be okay. I think he was tired of dealing with this team, and it's kind of a 2-for-1.
True.
Like, let me get out of this team and let me take care of these debts to get me back to square. So hopefully Michael's learned his lesson.
No, technically he didn't make anything. He made $0. He came out with nothing.
I thought he owed the dude $2 billion and he got paid $3 billion, so he would have still kept $1 billion.
He owed the dude. I think let me see. Michael Jordan turned it into $3 billion. He sold it for $3 billion, and then he bought it for that.
He paid 180 million, and then he owned it for over a decade, and then he sold it for $3 billion.
And
but I thought in the videos that we or the information that we checked out on it, that they said that he owed that guy $2 billion. That's how much that he had invested. So I thought that he was paying off his debts and getting $1 billion. I don't know. And all those numbers, like we said, you can't verify them. It's just hearsay.
Is it profit? It's debt you should, but is it profit? Because he never got to keep.
He didn't get to keep, but all of it. He got to keep like a third of it.
You got to keep like $1 billion, but then you got to keep $1 billion.
But even then, that's still a lot of profit. 180 million to $1 billion.
If he was able to keep $1 billion, unless he didn't lose anything. But I mean, I don't know. I mean,
no, but if it's 3 and he gives away 2, he still has 1.
I'll still be mad because you're supposed to have more money than that, and this is debt you should have never had. You should have never been in that much of the hole for GameStop. I don't even know why you bet against GameStop.
Well, everyone did.
That's what they get.
That's why they
try to do that rich stuff.
Remember what everyone was doing? Like, they had those apps where you could do like investing on your phone.
Yeah.
And
Acorn and stuff.
Yeah, and they were doing that where people were putting all their money in GameStop because they knew that all those hedge fund guys had bet against it. And so they were killing them. Those dudes were losing billions of dollars. And so they did that, but then they caught on to it. And a lot of those hedge funds dudes actually own like the Acorn or the other apps that do that investing. So they shut down they'd made it where you couldn't buy GameStop on their apps anymore. And even with that, people still just did it the old fashioned way and pumped it up. So, I mean, it's kind of weird how GameStop was like literally about to go into foreclosure, and people brought it back from the death just to mess with all the rich 1%ers in the United States and I guess around the world if you're investors. But put in the comments below what you think about this. A lot of stuff with Michael Jordan gambling throughout his life. A lot of people believe that was a part of the reason why he left the league for like 2 years in the middle of his career. They think that was like a hush suspension. They also think that it might have been someone like a bookie maybe targeted his dad. Now, this is all alleged, and none of this is proved, but this is just all rumors that maybe his gambling caused someone to go after his dad. I hope that's not the case, because that's a heavy thing to live with if that's true.
It is. I mean, it's just crazy how they trying to make it seem like these billionaires are sharks, and they did this to him on purpose. They took his money, and they left him with basically nothing.
He'll be all right.
We'll see. But I mean, if you think about $1 billion compared to that dude that had, I didn't even know you can have 50 billion. So he has $50 billion.
He had like, I think he had like 30 something, but like Elon and Zuckerberg, they have like what, like 200 something million? Or billion?
That's crazy. They just be lending people. Like, I'd be mad when people try to lend me, like, oh, somebody $100. He owes somebody imagine you wake up in the morning, you owe somebody $3 billion. Don't even know what you can do with that. But I mean, we gonna see how it goes. Hopefully, maybe the Hornets may start doing. What if the Hornets start winning now?
They won't.
J. Cole's on the team.
No one wants to play there. Oh yeah, shout out J. Cole, minority owner. He's a part of the investment group that bought it off of Michael Jordan.
But we gonna see how it goes. Hopefully, they put J. Cole on. They suit J. Cole up for practice and let him play in a couple games. We gonna keep y'all posted. Oh man, looks like here we got everybody's favorite. Nah, I don't even know anybody that likes Paul Pierce. I don't think ever growing up I've ever seen anybody say, "I'm the truth. I got a Paul Pierce." No,
well, I mean, I said that, but
you ever had a 34 jersey?
No, but I was definitely the truth. But Paul Pierce, he played on a bad team. He was on the Celtics team where he had no talent. He had nobody on his team.
Wait, Antoine Walker?
Yeah, they sucked.
Who else?
So I don't know. It's just like they weren't.
Jason Terry, Antoine Walker. Who else was on? I don't know.
Nah, Jason Terry wasn't there.
The thing is,
until he was older.
The thing with the Celtics is I don't remember who was on the Celtics past when Rajon Rondo and the Big Three came over there.
Yeah, and that was kind of towards the.
I remember Antoine Walker. Antoine Walker. I don't know who else was on the Celtics team around that time, but all I remember was the Cavaliers was spanking them every year.
They had Rajon Rondo, they had Ray Allen, they had James Posey.
Before that,
they had Big Baby Davis.
Before that,
well, I thought that's what you were talking about.
No, I mean I remember that. That's the team I remember. I don't remember the team before that. The team that he had before
it was a bunch of nobody. It was like different people on the team every year.
Like Brandon Perry Haywood.
I know Gerald Green was on those like young Celtics teams. But they sucked. They didn't even make the playoffs most of the time. And if they did, they were out in the first round. Now, Paul Pierce, he speaks about he's better than Dwayne Wade. I mean, I don't know. I think it's pretty close. Paul Pierce is a lot bigger than Dwayne Wade. He's like 6'7". Dwayne Wade's like 6'3".
It's close in what?
So, what?
They already, when they went down to accolades, I think Dwayne Wade had I think he shitted on them in accolades. I think he had more accolades than them.
Yeah, like what? Like all-star appearances, first NBA first team.
All-star appearances he only beat him by like 3. Like I think Paul Pierce had like 10, he had like 13. That's really nothing. I think he like all-team defense, all-team offense, all-team. I don't think Paul Pierce has made any of those.
Well, yeah, Paul Pierce's teams weren't really good enough for him to win awards.
He could have been scoring
for most of his career.
Look at Allen Iverson.
He did score a lot.
I mean, he could have won the scoring title like Allen Iverson.
But the thing is like, do you look at Paul Pierce's career and say that him having a really good career for like 15 to 18 years, because remember he even went to Brooklyn and then he went to the Wizards, so he played a lot of years even after the Celtics. Who did he get
drafted by?
Celtics.
You get drafted by the Celtics?
He played most like 90% of his career there, or 85. But it's like he played a lot of years, and I feel like Dwayne played like 9 years where he was actually good, and then after that he was already starting to get injured, and then since he was so short, once he lost like a little bit athleticism, he wasn't good enough to be in the league anymore. And Paul Pierce, even though that he was old, he was still helping to lead like that one Wizards team to the playoffs. And I remember he was like 38 years old and still hitting game winners in the playoffs. Where Dwayne Wade's like,
so who career you want then?
Knees crumbled.
So if you had to pick one career out of those two, who career you on? What legacy you taking?
I don't know. I guess you'd probably. I mean, Miami. I hate Boston as a city and as a place, so I would definitely like to live in Miami better.
Besides the place where you live at, because it's just stat wise alone. It could have been whatever team you want. The stat wise, whose stats and who accolades do you want? Dwayne Wade's or Paul Pierce?
Well, just Dwayne Wade, because he has more championships, and it seems like that's what the culture's fixed on, is who won more championships. But it's like, I even look at Dwayne Wade and feel like he should have won more than he won.
We could have won more titles or more what?
More titles, because it's like with the Heat, they said they were going to win 5, not 6, not 7, and they went 2-2. And then he won one.
Two with Shaq. One by itself, one by itself, one with Shaq, or two with Shaq?
He won one with Shaq.
One with Shaq and one by itself?
No.
I think he won three rings. Paul Pierce won one.
Yeah.
So yeah, two with Dwayne, two with LeBron. I think two with LeBron. Was it two?
But it's like, it's kind of, but you look at it like Paul Pierce had his team, and like he was in Boston, and good players came to him, and this made his team better. Where Dwayne Wade was the same thing, but it's like if you look at LeBron James was a better player when he went to Miami than Dwayne Wade for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And LeBron didn't get to make people come to him. He went to someone else's team because he couldn't beat Boston. So you might look at it, be like, oh, we were so good that we made LeBron basically pull the first Kevin Durant, where you can't beat him, join him type of thing.
But because he had a big three, that was like the first big three out there. There was no big three. Celtics was like the first big three to ever created.
I mean, you did have Jordan,
that's not a big three.
Pippen, and Rodman.
That's not a big three.
What do you mean? There's 3 Hall of Famers.
It's not the same.
There's 3 Hall of Famers. What do you mean? What more do you want? Jordan and Scottie are multiple All-Stars and championships. Dennis Rodman won championships even before going to Chicago, was Defensive Player of the Year. He was the OG Draymond before Draymond and better than him.
Because that's like saying, like, do you think, that's like saying Allen Iverson, he was on the superstar team because he had 3 Hall of Famers, him, Mutombo, and Andre Iguodala. Andre Iguodala's going to be in the Hall of Fame.
He was too young. It was before he's he'd never been an All-Star.
Erase Andre Iguodala, but I'm pretty sure there's another Hall of Famer on the Sixers team.
You know what's crazy is they talk about the Heat big 3, but it's like they weren't really a big 3. It was like a big 2 with a guy that's a little bit above average.
Who?
Chris Bosh.
Chris Bosh was the truth in Toronto. He was like better than Kevin Love. He was like Kevin Love.
But he was like Devin Booker. Yeah,
Devin Booker's the truth.
You're scoring 30 to 32 or like 25 to 30 points a night, but your team hasn't made the playoffs for 5 years in a row. Chris Bosh's teams weren't even making the playoffs.
I mean, hey, that's what remember I told you that's what they're talking about now. They said, what would you rather have? Would you rather have a ring or a max contract? And more people are going for the max contract. They go on the Carmelo Anthony route. I'd rather get the max contract, the money, get the accolades instead of getting a little ring. So it just depends on what kind of career you want.
Yeah, but then you can't be salty when you don't get your seat at the table.
I mean, what's the seat at the table at the Hall of Fame? Everybody in NBA, everybody goes to the Hall of Fame.
No. I'm just saying that you got to be not pouting whenever you how they do Chuck.
Yeah,
they'll be talking and anytime that they feel like Chuck's beating them in an argument, they're like, Chuck, don't you got no rings? So what are we really talking about here? Like that's like their trump card. True. So it's like, yeah, the Carmelo Anthony, if he even decides to do TV, they'll be like, yeah, Carmelo, you scored like 30,000 points, or you did this, you did that.
Mm-hmm.
And then they'll be like, no, and then they'll do a subject. Carmelo's like, no, I played and I did this and that. And they're like, what are you talking about, Carmelo? You never won. So how would you even know?
That's the part.
And he just has to take it.
That's the part that's like.
So you do pay for it. Either you might, it's like, do you want to be enlightened mentally or do you want to be enlightened financially?
I mean, it depends how you want to live the rest. I mean, I would.
Because some people like Tony Parker and Tim Duncan and Ginobili, they took less money every year because all they cared about was winning.
Mm-hmm.
They cared about winning more than money, and they won more than anyone else. I mean, a lot of people say, I don't really like to compare them because they're two different positions, so I don't think that's fair. But a lot of people say that, you know, why do they say why do they say Kobe is not better than LeBron, or why is Kobe not the second best? And then some people say, Psh, he didn't even have a better career than Tim Duncan. Tim Duncan had a better career than Kobe.
True.
He won more and had more longevity.
But I think they had the same amount of rings. Kobe had 5 rings. With Tim had 5, right? Same amount of rings. I mean,
but I think Tim Duncan has more MVPs.
Probably has more MVPs.
And more defensive players of the years.
But he wasn't guarding anybody.
What do you mean he wasn't guarding anybody? He was guarding all the big guys.
Big guy. That was back in the day. Big guys couldn't do anything but back you down.
When he came in the league, they still had like Patrick Ewing, Mutombo.
They couldn't do anything. They can't shoot.
Carl Malone. What do you mean? Stoudemire and Carl Malone can shoot?
That's 2. It's just 2 people.
I mean, I could list like 100.
Amari Stoudemire, Carl Malone.
Patrick Ewing could shoot.
So you had, and then on top of that, what's the name? Then they had another center. The Spurs had another center.
David Robinson.
Not David. It was after David. Once David Robinson retired.
Humberto.
It was like them. They had like random power forwards or random centers.
They had random centers.
Yeah, and they just like
because they always played Duncan at power forward.
And they made because he didn't have to, like he stood it right there. He didn't have to do much work. He didn't really get tired like that. Nobody worked him. He wasn't getting crossed. It's like not like he playing.
I mean, when Stoudemire played him, he dropped 40 to 50 points.
Exactly. So that means basically you proving my point. When he played mobile power forwards that can do something, he was trash. But when he played like regular people like Shaq and all that stuff, only thing Shaq can do is just back you down and hook shot you.
When he was thick enough, he could stand his ground.
That's it. But besides that, he can't do nothing.
But
else.
but
so that means he can beat Jokic.
That's Tim Duncan. He's like Jokic. He didn't have athleticism from day one. It's not like he had it a little bit when he was younger. Like his first like 3 to 5 years, he would surprise you with some dunks here or there or alley-oops. But really beyond that, he wasn't really dunking anything. I mean, I think Pau Gasol was even dunking more than Duncan was. I mean, you got Pau Gasol, Marc Gasol. Those guys were. You had Lamar Odom. You had not Kwame. He's terrible. What's his name? The center that blew out his knees.
Andrew Bynum for the Lakers.
Andrew Bynum. Yeah, like you had that.
He couldn't do anything. He couldn't.
You had
dribble.
Alonzo Mourning.
Alonzo Mourning, Mr. Bad Knees. You just showed me the player, the worst basketball player ever, and he said we have the knees of
LaMelo Ball, not Alonzo Mourning.
Oh, was it LaMelo Ball? Oh, I thought it was the knees.
Or Alonzo, sorry, not LaMelo.
Yeah, it was Alonzo Mourning. Like
no, Alonzo Ball, not Alonzo Mourning.
Alonzo Ball. Who's Alonzo Ball?
Lonzo, the oldest.
I thought he said
plays for the Bulls.
I thought he said Alonzo Mourning.
No,
Alonzo Mourning is getting injured
Ball.
too.
He got injured. His was more like kidneys, so it wasn't like him having bad knees. He had kidney problems.
And he was short. Alonzo Mourning was short. Alonzo
was
like 6'10".
That's not short
compared to Tim Duncan.
Tim Duncan's 6'11".
Exactly,
It's 1 inch.
And he was long. He was longer than pause.
It's like Amari was 6'10" too.
Amari was 6'10" and fast and quick.
Yeah, no, but I'm just saying he was an inch shorter than Duncan.
Was like Alonzo Mourning was like an in shape.
Alonzo Mourning was like almost 7 foot tall.
An in shape Big Baby Davis.
No, he didn't play anything like that.
He was short.
Alonzo Mourning was not short.
Yes, he was. He was a center.
He played center
he was
his
an
whole
undersized
career.
Center. So okay, so you think so? So you just pick him as your starting center?
He was a starting center for a long time.
Yeah,
for like 8 or 10 years he was a starter.
That doesn't mean
he was a backup for like 5 to 7 after that.
They didn't believe in shooting threes like that back in the day. They didn't. Miami Heat didn't have 3-point shooters like that.
I didn't talk about him shooting.
It was all like running. It was all like jamming it down the hole, inside scoring. And he was like the king of blocks. He would get a lot of blocks. I remember that.
He won Defensive Player of the Year.
He won that, but besides that, he was still small.
He wasn't small, fool. I'm telling you, he's not small. I play with him in 2K. Like he's the size of a normal center. Like he would be fine going against Jaren Jackson Jr. or Anthony Davis.
What about Joel Embiid?
Yeah.
Giannis he can't stick Giannis.
No, Giannis would be too fast. But
Brook Lopez.
You would stick Brook Lopez, no problem.
He wouldn't stick. Brook Lopez was shit on what's the name?
No, he wouldn't.
Brook Lopez even shoots threes.
Yeah, but he doesn't shoot him at that great of percentage, and you don't post up like that anymore. He doesn't. It's been like 12 years since he scored 20 points a game.
Who?
Brook Lopez.
Brook Lopez just made the All-Star game. Yes, didn't he just make the All-Star game this year?
No, fool. The full average is like 10 points a game.
Brook Lopez don't average no 10 points a game.
Yes.
You gotta look that up.
He's not that good anymore. He hasn't been good in a while.
Brook Lopez for the Bucks, right?
Yeah. Who used to play on Brooklyn?
Yeah, I don't know.
He hasn't been good like that since Brooklyn.
He averaged 15 points this year. 15, 6 and 1. 16 points. 30 minutes, 16 points.
And that's the best he's done in a few years. Look, right below that.
He had 12, 13, 20, 26, 20.6.
Yeah, but that's the time period that I was talking about.
17, 20.
He's not that good anymore.
What year are you talking about? He's been.
Are you talking about Brook Lopez now or Brook Lopez in his prime for Alonzo Mourning?
I started from 09 because it looks like it started all the way from 09. 09 all the way up. He's been past 10. He went 13 and he went 18 and he went 20.
That's what I said, fool. I said he's been scoring like 10 to 15 points, where he used to be like a 20-something point per game scorer. But I thought you were saying like Alonzo Mourning in his prime versus the Brook Lopez that plays on the Bucks right now, he would have no problem going against him. Now, if you're talking about the Brooklyn Nets, Brooklyn Lopez that was an all-star in his prime, he might have had a little problem with him guarding him in the post, but I don't think it would have been like where he even had a double team. Nah. I think he still would have been able to hold his own because when he did have all those post moves, he couldn't shoot threes. He's had one or the other. He doesn't have both. When he came in the league, he had post moves and no three. He developed the three, but then he lost all his post moves.
He's 6'10", 240.
That's what I'm saying. He's not little, fool.
Yes, little.
That's not little.
That is little.
A lot of centers are 6'10".
Yeah.
He's taller than Miami's starting center right now. Bam Adebayo is 6'9".
He's little. And they need to get a bigger center. That's what they trash.
Jokic is 6'11". He's 1 inch shorter than Jokic.
Jokic is the truth. Jokic is like...
That's what I'm saying, though. He's not small. I don't consider... If you're playing at center at 6'9", that's a little small.
LaMarcus Aldridge.
But 6'10", 6'11", 7 foot. Marcus Aldridge is 6'11", 7 foot.
Exactly. And he shit on Alonzo Mourning.
No. Because he would have played him rough.
He had injury problems.
No, but I'm just saying... I think Alonzo Mourning actually would shut down LaMarcus Aldridge because LaMarcus Aldridge is a finesse player, and once he starts trying to get in his rhythm by backing him down and doing his turnaround fadeaways, Alonzo's going to not let him get a rhythm. He's going to bump him back when he's getting bumped, and he's going to knock him out of rhythm. I think that LaMarcus Aldridge would have a terrible game against Alonzo Mourning. I would think that would probably be one of the easiest guards for Alonzo Mourning.
We gotta see. Who knows? But comment below. Let us know how you feel about this. Is Paul Pierce better than Dwayne Wade?
Become small? Jesus Christ.
6'10" is small for a center. That's a power forward. Your power forward is 6'10".
Nah, in today's NBA, you see power forwards that are 6'7".
In today's NBA, your center will be 6 LeBron James, and that's crazy. Your percentage is like 6'9".
I mean, teams do that randomly, but that's not what they normally. Most teams have a guy between 6'10" and 7'2" as their center. That's kind of the average. Power forward is usually anywhere from like 6'7" to 6'11".
Now
is
like
a power
6'8".
forward. But now you see a lot of teams trying to run small ball. Like they think Dallas might run Grant Williams at power forward, and he's like 6'8".
They got like 13 centers, so it makes sense. I mean, he can't play small forward. He's too big. He's too fat.
I actually would have liked him to play him small forward.
He's not quick enough. He's going to get blown by.
I think he's quick enough.
Quick enough to guard who?
I mean, they had him on Jimmy in the playoffs. I know Jimmy had that one great game where he really scored on him, but he made it tough on him. He could guard him.
So can he guard KD?
Yeah.
You think Grant Williams can guard KD? Can he grab Bradley Beal?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Bradley Beal ain't got it like that.
Bradley Beal be dropping 50.
No, see, the thing is with KD is
wait, he couldn't even guard Jason Tatum.
They're on the same team.
We're going to see it this year.
But I think like what KD actually does worse when you have smaller players guard him. I think the bigger player you have against KD, the better he does.
Yeah.
That's like Porzingis. The team started finding out like, oh, if we put a guy that's like 7 foot or close to 7 foot, he's too fast for him. He goes right around him. He has no problem with him. Well, let's put a guy that's like 6'8" on Porzingis, and then anytime he does a post move, just flop.
I don't think, like, against John Collins, Atlanta Hawks, John Collins is now on the Mavericks. I don't think Grant Williams can guard him, but now that they're on the same team. Isn't Grant Williams?
What? John Collins is on the Hawks.
Didn't he get traded?
No, not yet.
Was he supposed to go to the Mavericks?
They were going to try to get him. It never went through. They got Grant Williams from Boston.
Because it didn't go through?
No, they wanted Grant Williams from the get-go. They were trying to get Thibault, but then the Portland matched their contract because he was the best defender in the free agent class by stats.
Okay.
He's another, what's his name, Andre Roberson. First team all defense, but shoots like 12% from three.
Who? Grant Williams?
Matisse Thibault.
Oh, yeah, Thibault, yeah, I know.
No, Grant.
Oh, yeah. Thibault, the one, Maxi, the one that was on Philly. He has
they had the YouTube
channel. Yeah, he's all defense. He can't shoot to save his life.
That's what I'm saying. He was like for OKC, that Andre Roberson.
Mm-hmm.
He was first team all defense like for like 5 years in a row.
I gotta follow him on Instagram.
And
see what
then
he's doing.
he got injured and he never really got back from it.
Makes sense.
I think he messed up his knee.
Oh,
but Grant Williams actually shoots really good for three. He shoots damn near 40% from three. He shoots like 38.
He's like spotty as heck. You get like that.
No, he had his best year last year from three, and the year before he shot pretty much the same thing. He's shooting dang near 40% from three. So if Luka and Kyrie attack the paint and they're focusing on them, I expect him just to be lacing it from three with wide open looks.
I mean, he's better than Christian Woods, but
no.
In threes? And shooting threes?
He's better at overall player than Christian Wood, but Christian Wood is
a bigger body.
Well, yeah, he's almost 7 foot, and I've never seen someone like Christian Wood is probably at power forward center, can score like a top 5 player in the league, but he also plays defense like a top 5 worst player in the league. That's why he didn't get playing time. He was averaging dang near 20 points a game as a starter. He gets injured, and then they're like, we try to put you in, but every time you put you in, the other team goes on a run. So they stopped playing him just because he played no defense. You can't be that tall and play no defense. It's like Victor Wembanyama. You better make sure he's playing some defense.
He ain't playing no defense, but it looks like
put Shaq on my team. Put LeBron and Bosh with me.
Oh, we got a video for this?
I'm not gonna win one. You don't think?
Ooh.
Yeah. You got your shit on. You put me, LeBron, and
Isaiah Thomas said.
Me, LeBron, and Bosh. We not gonna win one.
Yeah.
We not gonna win a couple.
Yeah.
So I'm saying
that's
though.
true. That's true.
So I'm saying
That's
though.
what I said.
Like,
He would have won more than 2.
like, who's the better 3-point shooter?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Is he a better scorer? Is he a better scorer? Okay, he averaged more points than me career. I can shoot the 3.
He's a better slasher.
I can post up. I can get to the line. Who a better scorer?
See, you know what it is, and I'm totally.
Yeah, it's just he was fancier. Yeah, it was just he was fancier.
saying.
What I'm going to say
Let's
is,
break it down.
No,
That's like when people get mad at like comparing Carmelo and LeBron. LeBron had a way better career and is a way better player. That's just facts. But if you're looking just at the offensive side of the ball, LeBron can't touch Carmelo on offense. I mean, and it's always been like that. I mean, LeBron has been a rim runner and a dunker and tries to play like Magic Johnson, always getting the assist. But when it comes to Carmelo and his feet work, Carmelo had the 3. He had a mid-range. He had a post-up. He had the drop step. He had the quick pull-up. LeBron wasn't doing none of those moves. LeBron wasn't doing turnaround fadeaways over his left shoulder and shooting 50% on turnaround fadeaways. LeBron would be shooting like 12% on turnaround fadeaways.
I mean, it's just like it's like 2K. You can't have it all. Like, you can't have a 99 3-point shot, then have 99 assists. It don't work like that. You're gonna be lacking to something. And it looks like Carmelo Anthony had 99 in shooting and 0 in assists. He gave all assists for that.
Yeah, and like a 50 on defense.
Exactly. He's like, I don't need this stuff. Just give me more 3-pointers.
He's like, y'all jobs play defense. My job is to shoot.
See?
And it's like, I remember one time when Carmelo put up 50 on the Miami Heat. It's when they had the LeBron and D-Wade big three, Miami Heat, and he scored 50 points and he never took a dribble. It was all just like catch and shoot from like mid-range three, just quick little drop steps and stuff. Like that's, and I understand what Paul Pierce is saying, because it's like, yeah, you know, maybe Dwayne Wade had a better overall career, but if you're looking at who's a better scorer, yeah, Paul Pierce is definitely a way better scorer, because he could score like Carmelo. Dwayne Wade couldn't do that.
But I mean, we talked about this when AD and Karl Anthony Towns said he was better than Joel Embiid, because he's like, oh yeah, I'm better than Joel Embiid. Joel Embiid can't come off a pin down. Joel Embiid can't shoot better threes like this. And then it was like, oh well, Joel Embiid won MVP, so shut up.
Yeah, I mean, but Joel Embiid, he also has his own demons. He's kind of injury prone, and he doesn't shoot the three ball well.
True, but at the same time, nobody cares because he got an MVP.
But that's because Kendrick Perkins was being racist.
And then like with Jokic, like Joel Embiid shoots way better than Jokic, because he shoots a three. He runs around the court. He comes off pin downs. Jokic ain't doing that. He moving all slow. He's like
who?
Jokic. He's slow.
Actually, Jokic does do all that.
He's not as fast as Karl Anthony Towns.
No, he's not as fast.
He's not coming off the screen and doing a fadeaway 3-point shot like Karl Anthony Towns. That's what I'm saying. Like Karl Anthony Towns doing all that.
He does some of that stuff.
He doesn't do a fadeaway 3-point shot.
Yeah.
You can find if you go on YouTube right now, you can find 20 videos of Jokic doing fadeaway 3-point shots off of running off the screen.
I mean, no one's really doing fadeaway from three. But if
Karl Anthony Towns is.
No, he's not. Not a fadeaway from three, like a Michael Jordan fadeaway.
No, okay, running off a screen and running
catch and shoot,
and running off a screen, catching, shooting at the 3-point line, and shooting the thing.
They do that with Jokic, but it's like with the handoffs and stuff. They'll be doing like the 3-man weave handoff, and then he'll end up at the top of the key, and then they flip it back to him, and he shoots the three. They run it. They're not running like a Ray Allen, a pin down for Jokic, but they run their own sets where he does move like that. He's not going to come from the baseline, do a big wing and come out at the elbow and catch and shoot. What he's going to do is hand off and then like fake roll and then go out and then be standing at the 3-point line to catch and shoot is what he's going to do. And then
people leave him open.
Yeah.
Exactly. They leave him open. They don't respect the shot.
No, it's not because that. It's because they feel like that. Usually it's when they're running the 3-man weave, they're like, oh crap, Murray's going to get to the hoop. So then the weak side help comes, and like, oh, we can't, the other guy's by the hoop, we can't cover it. And then he flips it back, and like, oh crap, we were protecting the paint and no one's by Joker. And then Joker just shoots and makes
a wide open shot.
Yeah.
Exactly. He takes his time. It's like Tim Duncan when he made that bang 3-point shot. He took his time, he clutched his sleeves together, and then shot it. And then it hit the backboard and went in, and they went to overtime. I think they won a game and went to overtime. It's like that. It's slow.
It's not like that. Tim Duncan did that on a random one-time play. Jokic does this all the time. That's what I'm saying. They run plays for him to get the ball at the top and shoot a three. That does happen a lot.
Does it happen more than Karl Anthony Towns?
So I don't really watch the Timberwolves. They're kind of jokes.
And you already said yourself, Karl Anthony Towns plays like he a small forward.
Yeah.
And he's running and doing all that stuff. Jokic plays like he's a power forward or center. He's not doing all that running. That's just one biggest downfall, that he doesn't run at all.
But what I don't understand, like what are you trying to say?
It's trying to say that I guess it just doesn't matter. Like what Paul Pierce said, like I can shoot better than him. I can like people don't care about that. Like if you into depth with it.
Casuals don't care, but real hoop heads do.
Yeah, like you got to be a real hoop head, but it's not that many real hoop heads. Like the whole Tom Brady thing I tell you every day. Nigga, people don't care about Tom Brady cheating. This is 6 rings. But you talk to the real sports person, he cheated. He did this. He did that. But every random Joe, like when we do this podcast, we make millions and millions.
Well, yeah,
of things.
but it's like you never take casuals' opinions for real. It's like if I'm talking to someone about basketball and I can tell they don't know it well, their opinion is kind of irrelevant. Just like I'm talking about, it could be any subject. I'm talking to someone about Star Wars and they barely know the characters. It's like, what does their opinion matter? They don't know anything. And like I even see that on comments all the time where people are arguing and stuff, and they're like, "Oh, I'm not gonna argue with the casual. You show you know nothing."
Exactly. But people always get an argument with him. It always rile you up.
It's always arguments. So it's like, I don't know, people do that. But there is without a doubt that Paul Pierce had a way better complete offensive game than Dwayne Wade. Dwayne Wade was athletic. He never really could shoot until maybe towards a little bit later. But then when he finally learned how to shoot, it was like a year later, his knee wore out and he was never the same player again. He was honestly the reason that they didn't win more. If Dwayne Wade would have been healthy, they could have won 3 out of those championships. But the last 2, he played so bad that they barely won that one by a fluke. Because really, I mean, if people want to talk about it, if it wasn't for that one fluke play, LeBron James would have been 1-3 in Miami. And he would have been like, that's a laughing stock. You get the best, 3 of the top 10 best players in the world all on one team, and y'all go 1-3 in the finals. I mean, because if you think about it, like they barely won off a fluke shot. And it was because Dwayne Wade wasn't helping no one. And then the next year, Dwayne Wade played even worse and they got swept. I think it was the worst beating in NBA Finals history. I think the Spurs beat the Heat by like 25 points every game. It wasn't even close. Like Kawhi shut down LeBron to where he only was scoring like at a very... He was still scoring, but he wasn't...
When they sweated the Heat out, when they did the hot game?
That was one game out of the whole series.
You can talk about that series with the hot game.
I don't remember if that was the year that they won or the one after. But even that, even if that one game had the weird AC, they got their butts kicked in every other game. It wasn't even close.
Okay, so you put it like that, then Michael Jordan won one of those rings. If what's the name? Was Steve Kerr make that game winning shot? Was it Steve Kerr? Was it Tony Kukoc who made the game winning shot that they always talk about?
No, he did his. Well, there's 2 shots. He in his first championship, he got a shot to John Paxson.
So that never happened, and he wouldn't have won that ring.
Yeah, but it wasn't a fluke play. That's what I'm saying. There's a difference between drawing up a play and executing the play than a fluke play happening to send the game into overtime.
When we talk about the part, one of the shots, I think I'm reading the 11 Ring books. Is like one of the shots. It was designed for Michael Jordan, but he passed it to Scotty. Scotty passed it to one person. One person passed it to another person. Another person passed it to another person. Then he was supposed to take the shot, but he didn't take the shot. He passed it to Tony Kukoc, and then he took the shot.
I don't know what game that's talking about, but in the playoffs, I remember when he was talking about Steve Kerr. He told Steve Kerr he was going to get him the ball. They literally have that in the documentary.
That's that one. But the one before that, that's when he finally trusted. That's after he fought Steve Kerr and he trusted Steve Kerr because Steve Kerr stood up to him and all that stuff. But before that, that's when they said it's a couple plays with LeBron.
Yeah, but
LeBron James.
They never had to rely on flukes. Like it wasn't like, like when one time when the Lakers beat the Sacramento Kings. And they missed they tried to go to the hoop and they got their shot like blocked twice and the ball got slapped out to the 3-point line and Robert Horry just catched it and threw it and it made it and they won that game. Well, that's a fluke play. It's not like they drew it up to get it to Robert Horry. That's what I'm saying. There's a difference. So if you draw up a play and you do what you wanted to or one of the 2 options open up and you execute, that's different than a crazy offensive rebound to a running 3-pointer out of bounds. Like that's not even a play. That's just being frantic.
I thought it was like that's what Ray Allen always does. He runs to the 3-point. He runs to the baseline.
Well, yeah, he's a 3-point specialist, but they didn't run a play for him. That's what I'm saying.
It was off the rebound. The play was the first play.
That's what I'm saying. It was a fluke play. Like LeBron shot a brick that like bounced like 40 feet. He caught it, backpedaled, and shot a 3. Like that's not a play or anything. That's like a lucky like a ricochet. Like
did
that's
he
not
catch it? I thought they rebound like Chris Brown rebounded and passed it to Ray Allen.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like Chris, what the fluke play is what everyone talks about is that they were worried that they were going to try to be quick on everything. So they didn't want Tim Duncan to be out there because he's slow. So they took Tim Duncan out the game. Well, they should have left Tim Duncan in the game because LeBron shot a 3, which I don't know why he shot the 3. He's not
get the rebound.
He's not a good 3-point shooter. No, you don't draw up a game-winning play in the finals to go off a rebound. That's stupid. No one would ever do that because the rebound can bounce anyway, and then the game's just over.
Not if you know how to do it.
No.
Yeah,
that's not.
That's like Dennis Rodman said. Dennis Rodman said he said he was so good at it.
LeBron's not Dennis Rodman when it comes to rebounding.
Chris Bosh is.
No.
Chris Bosh.
He's not even a good rebounder.
Chris Bosh used to get like 30 points and 30 rebounds.
No,
he was the
he
original
didn't.
Kevin Love.
He averaged like 7 rebounds.
So when he was in Toronto,
yes,
and he was balling out, he was getting like 30 and 30.
8 rebounds.
He was getting like 30 and 30.
7-8 rebounds a game
in Toronto. You can look it up.
Because he was playing with Jermaine O'Neal, who's like a bum from the Pacers.
And he was getting all the rebounds and all the. He was like original Kevin Love. Kevin Love was getting like 30
Kevin Love
and 30.
was better than him when he was in
Minnesota.
Toronto. Minnesota Kevin Love was better than Toronto Chris Bosh.
Yeah, he was just shorter. I don't think he got any blocks though. I don't think he was good on defense.
Who, Kevin Love?
Yeah,
he was good at defense.
Better than Chris Bosh.
Well, Chris Bosh was never really known for defense.
Gotta look it up.
He was too skinny.
Yeah, the comment below. Let us know about this. Dang, well, we on 3 hours.
Yeah.
Man, it's time to move on to the next. That's the end of the show. It looks like we on the music Mondays.
Yeah, we got new music
You changed the
Mondays
picture.
since my co-host. Sorry that the show ran our longest show ever because my co-host loves snitches.
Listen here, man. Snitches make the world go round. They need snitches.
Bops.
You need people like them so you know who's the bad guy, who not to trust. But hey, man, it's Music Mondays, Music Tuesdays. We got Dragon Ball Z in the background. We got the Gucci Man video. It felt like these videos don't move up. Like we add a lot of videos and it's like 160.
Oh, because it's like they take them down. If you ever go to our playlist sometimes and it's like videos that have been taken down or showed as blank or whatever, and you can scroll through and there'll be like a whole bunch of videos where it's like this video was removed by user, this video was removed by user.
Trash.
I don't know why artists do that. I bet a bunch of artists like don't get their beat cleared and put it out and then they get in trouble and then they have to take it down.
We gonna see. And then so we got the music. Thank you for watching the TFTC music mix number 4. Also we got Music Friday that's dropped. Like a lot of music dropped this past week. That Nas dropped a new tape. It was booty. I didn't really care about that.
I didn't understand that Travis Scott song with the Weeknd and Bad Bunny, because the song's called K-pop, but it's not like a K-pop song at all.
I don't know. It probably something else.
Sounds like cultural appropriation.
Could be. You got that. You got Ice Spice, Baz, J Rock, Babyface Ray dropped. A lot of people dropped. But you know what I mean? It's time to pick my music pick of the week. I had to go with the Princess Diana, the Princess of Rap, running a rap game, Ice Spice with the deluxe. She got 11 tracks. Out of the 11 tracks, 4 of these songs on the deluxe is new. That Deli is a banger. If you want to listen to that, you got to listen to that. I think
her initial album only had 7 songs.
Yeah.
Trash.
It was the EP. She's just starting. I think she had like so many songs ready, and you had a Nicki Minaj feature. So you might as well just get that out now. Make double the money off of it.
Yeah.
So
I just hate artists that do that, where you wait for a project to drop and they're like 8 songs, and it's like, God dang. And then it's like, oh well, you've actually put out. I've heard 2 of the 8 songs, and this one leaked, and then so I really only getting like 4 songs.
That's a rap game for you. That's how they finesse you.
Bunch of phonies.
Hey, but I need to check this out. If that Butterfly Cool, she dissing Lotto on there. You got to see that. In My Mood, that's fire. Wait, so let me see. You got the Butterfly Cool, that's straight. Deli is fire. Mood is fire. Princess Diana is fire. You got Bikini Bottom is fire. Munch is fire. The rap and the freestyle she did on number 11. That's 7 tracks. That's decent, right? For a girl?
Trash.
7 out of 11 isn't good?
No, I'm kidding. She did good.
See, my co-host is a hater. But moving on to my co-host pick, what you got?
She's all right, but it's just like, it's kind of funny like when you hear her songs, because it's like she's trying to be like a Bratz doll, and then you hear her song and she's like glah glah.
Because she used to be a drill rapper. Because I guess she used to be a drill rapper, and now they trying to make her be all poppy and everything. So she still got it.
They had the song at the end of the Barbie movie.
Which one? Oh, the Barbie with her Nicki Minaj.
Yeah,
That's what it usually always is. They usually have it as like the last
Credit
song. I hate that part.
And they're like, this song wasn't even in the movies. It's a credit song.
Like, this shouldn't even count. You didn't pay during the movie. You paid when everybody was leaving.
The runtime's already over. But let's go ahead and jump into my pick. Not much music to pick from this week, so I had to go with the old favorite, Lil Reese. This is not an album. This is just a single. Lil Reese has been working with master producer, the ATG. ATG's getting the Reese back on track. He's sounding like the old Lil Reese. The new song, Kick the Door, is exceptional. I actually really liked it. I added it to my Apple Music playlist. So definitely add it to your music and stay up with Lil Reese. He's finally dropping music like he is.
You know why? I think,
like he was back in the old day.
I think he's dropping music because after they tried him in Texas and arrested him for that domestic violence charge, he was like, I need some more money. They ain't gonna never get me like this again. Then he started dropping songs. Because he was in jail for a long time.
He was in jail and he did this and that. And then
I think he's there for like 6 months.
I feel like he never, not once, even like when he first started, he's never taken his career serious.
And now he's gonna take it serious?
I mean, he's taking it more serious. It's at least a start. That to take it more serious, because
to me, there's only two things that changed. He got out of jail, and now he got his own little King Von, because he got Tay Savage. He got his own King Von, like Dirk had King Von. He got Tay Savage.
Yeah, well, Tay Savage is Tay Savage knew King Von, so they were acquaintances. Lil Reese is from 300 Lamron, also affiliated with O Block, and Tay Savage is, I think, technically a 300 Lamron member, but he's also part of Welch World.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's another group of guys that's around there, but they're all clicked up with all the BDs. So
you seem like he more cool with him than Dirk.
Who?
Tay Savage.
Well, yeah, that's what I told you. It's like how in Chicago there's like big groups, but then there's also like your little group.
Uh-huh.
And Tay Savage would be a part of Little Reese's little group. Just like Ball Out was part of Chief Keef's little group.
All right, okay. Well, hopefully, Little Reese drop a whole new tape, see how it goes. I like the way he rapping. But what I need y'all to do, since I know this has been a long episode, and if you watch this far, this is the longest episode we ever did in my life.
Yes. We could probably cut like 30 minutes of snitch talk from this episode.
No, that would be the best. That was the best part. That part, the Lil Jay part.
I just couldn't believe, like, how could you be wrong in so many different ways?
Listen, I'm not.
You're like wrong in like 70 different ways.
No, I'm not. It's gonna be people down in the comments. They either gonna be
so
with
you
it or
heard
not
what
with
my
it.
co-host just said. He said he's down for the money, just like Kodak. So that means if you give us a super thanks on Crib Reactions, whatever you put on there, if you donate, that means my co-host has to do it.
No,
so
I'm not doing it.
You said that you said you're all for the money.
No, certain things, not everything.
Let's get real creative, people.
Nah,
let's get some super chats in.
Let me see.
And let's see what you can get my co-host to do. Can we get him to chug a bottle of mayonnaise?
No.
Can we get him to see? No, I don't. Y'all won't know what I'm talking about.
Horrible. Nah, but I mean, it just depends. Like, if something simple, like, do a song with a snitch or eat a jar of mayonnaise.
You just said no to mayonnaise.
I know, or eat a jar of mayonnaise. I can give somebody 9 bars. Here's a 9-bar rap, and it could be my best rap. Because I mean, if I did what Kodak Black did, he just talked shit about him the whole time. So you basically got paid $2 million, $1 million to talk shit about the person you was doing the song about. So it's really like, did you really do a verse, or did you just did you diss somebody?
6ix9ine paid $2 million to expose Kodak.
I mean, or you like 6ix9ine paid $2 million to get dissed on his own song.
Or to show Kodak's true color. What if 6ix9ine was all part of 6ix9ine's plan? Like, I spend that money on bags for my females. $2 million ain't nothing. I was treating Kodak like one of my females. He could be bought just like any of these other girls out here. What if 6ix9ine goes hard on that, and then releases of all the photos and videos of him like being all cozy with them, like he bought him.
Then that's when Kodak Black beats him up, and it gets, and everybody that started disliking him is gonna be back on his nuts again. Cause you know how people are. People are real fickle. All you gotta do is one thing, and oh, he's a real nigga again, and then they back on your dick. That's all it takes is one thing.
So be like my co-host, Tote the Hammer.
Man, but hey, man, support the channel, like, comment, subscribe, follow me on Twitter, FeelItSupreme305, follow my co-host, Papa O Block. Also, I need y'all to check out our TFTC music mix page. Also, check out the TikTok. You know, TikTok is booming. Tales from the Crib. I'm dropping videos all the time. Crib reactions. What's that? The URL code for Instagram, Tales from the Crib 210.
Yeah, Tales from the Crib 210 on IG. Tales from the Crib on TikTok.
Nah, it's music time.
Tales from the Crib on Twitch. Check us out. Everything's in the description. We do this podcast. We do a clips channel. We do reaction channel and a gaming channel. Check out all the fun below. Make sure you're on TikTok because that's people have a lot of fun on there.
Hey, you already know what it is, man. It's your boy Jesse J, Feel It Supreme 305.
And the show's not over.
And it's time to play my music, DJ. Time for me to stand on the table.
No, you're gonna break the table.
I'm light as a feather.
Wait, where is the music? Here we go. I'm bringing the music.
Late.
Wait, I gotta turn the volume up.
Man, and that's Tales from the Crib for you, man. Thank y'all for watching. Thank y'all for subscribing. Thank y'all for liking. Thank y'all for commenting. I know it's been a long episode, but hey, man, y'all can break it up in parts. I know the clips episode finna be lit. My coach got his hand in my face. I'm gonna poke him in the throat. But you already know what it is, man. Thank y'all for watching.
Looking like Pocahontas.
But hey, man, you're
the jazz fingers, the money fingers.
I need some money. But you already know, man. It's your boy Jesse J, Feel It Supreme 305. My co-host Chico Block. Man, we finna go. Signing out. Holla at me. I gotta go train the lizard.
Bam. I took us off screen, co-host. Go ahead and drain the lizard. We're still recording. I'm doing the outro. Thank you for tuning in, everybody. Maybe one day I'll update the tag to show new podcasts every Tuesday. Maybe not. Check out my gaming channel, our gaming channel. I'm gonna drop a 2K video tomorrow night. We'll do a night stream, playoff game 1. About to take over New York Knicks, baby. We'll see you next week. We already gone too long. We'll see you. We're out of here. Goodbye. Bye.